Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Starsector. By popular demand and many repeated requests, this is your video on how to beat all of the colony crises. Specifically, this video will cover how to beat all of the colony crisis events in the vanilla game using brute force. And what I mean by that is we're going to assemble a fleet I'm very comfortable flying and commanding that can definitely beat each event. We're going to huddle up by our planet here, defend our orbital station against wave after wave of everything the sector can throw at us, and we're going to come out triumphant. In order to do this, you're going to need a few things. First thing is, of course, you're going to need a colony. You don't have to have any AI cores in order to begin this process. You will need at least one in order to gain crisis points for the Hegemony Crisis, so that you can trigger that and overcome it, but it's not something you need to get started. What you need to get started is a way station and a battle station. More ideally, a star fortress. So, an orbital defense station upgrades from a tier 1 orbital to a tier 2 battle station to a tier 3 star fortress. You may have encountered or fought against these in your play thus far. And of course, the star fortress is far more dangerous, far more durable, and far superior to the previous types of station. The cost of upgrading to a star fortress is about 1.75 million credits, or 1,750,000. So you're going to want about 2 million credits just to put into buildings here. Most of that's going to go to your star fortress, which you will have to wait for it to upgrade all the way, and your way station. Everything else is secondary. But of course, it's your planet. You're probably going to want to have some industries. I like building ground defense for the stability bonus, and I like having a patrol HQ so that little patrols of my faction will run around and help me out occasionally. But those are all optional. Remember, star fortress and way station. That's what your colony needs. If you can get an alpha core to put into your orbital station, that will help it in combat, but again, not necessary. But it would be ideal. So, the fleet. Basically, if your fleet can beat a remnant ordo, you're probably going to be fine. Of course, some of the colony crises require that we have AI cores, and how would we get them other than by fighting the remnant or through exploration? So the balance of the colony crisis system kind of drives you to attempt fighting the remnant, and then once you succeed, you'll come back here to your colony with your AI cores, put them in, which will unlock the next challenge, which would be the Hegemony AI inspections. Anyway, all of that aside, let's talk about the fleet. This is a fleet that I have used to fight many endgame things, and normally, when I would take it out and use it, it would just be these ships plus the supporting ships. The Onslaught Mark 1 is not necessary usually, but I like to have a bit of an equalizer. If things go wrong during the defense of our planet, it's good to have a big, chunky friend that you can deploy as an emergency measure. That doesn't have to be the Onslaught Mark 1. It could be a second Paragon or any other kind of capital ship or even a couple cruisers that could come in and help cover one side or the other of the orbital station. But for our purposes, I'm going to use the Onslaught Mark 1 because it really can just take care of itself and run without me worrying about giving it too many orders. So we have the Onslaught. For frigates, I have a Centurion covered in TAC lasers and a Salamander. Its job is simply to be in the way and be annoying. That's all that frigates are going to do on the defense. Tempest is going to do basically the same thing. This is the exact same Tempest that I showed in my Tempest guide elsewhere on the channel, and it's just Ion Pulsar, Pulse Laser, Atropos. Missile Autoloader is the primary important hull mod. Because we're on defense, you might also want hardened subsystems for a bit more uptime. The Tempest is going to win duels against other frigates and help pressure larger ships. The Medusa. Light Needlers in the front slots, TAC lasers on the side slots, IR auto lances in the medium energy slots. Escort package is particularly important here to increase the ship's effective firing range. Integrated point defense, S-modded in, is not optional, because it enables the TAC lasers to function as point defense, which is going to help take care of missiles and fighters that are pressuring our other ships and the station. I have extended shields on there so that we can try and keep these guys alive a bit longer, and of course, integrated targeting unit gives us more range, and hardened subsystems lets us fight longer battles, which may be important again on the defense, fighting multiple fleet bubbles. All the Medusas have the same fit. An Anubis. The Anubis is really good in this game version of 0.98. 3 paladins, a hypervelocity driver, expanded mags is probably not negotiable here because the paladins do run on ammo and expanded mags gives them more ammo and more recharge rate. So definitely put that in. The rest of this is kind of up to you. I have again built the Anubis basically to shoot from as far away as possible and given it hardened subsystems. You're seeing a running theme here, I imagine. You don't have to have an Anubis. Any cruiser will do. Remember that honestly, any fleet will do as long as you have a couple capital ships, a couple cruisers, some destroyers, and a couple frigates. Just whatever you're comfortable running, whatever you can build that is performing the best for you in your run. Anyway, capital ships. Astral. Covered in Trident bombers. At close range, this thing will throw out the Trident bombers, spam its recall device ability, and the Trident bombers will go out again. This will launch a wave of Tropos torpedoes that does an absurd amount of burst damage. So if anything gets close, it's going to get bombed back to the Stone Age. Other than that, the build on this is pretty straightforward. Gravitrons to support other ships, and Squalls to pressure enemy shields. Squalls just work really well on the Astral, probably due to the built-in expanded missile racks. Paragon. This Paragon is basically the elite auto-fit Paragon. You could just click that and get pretty similar results, except that I've stripped off some of the guns on the back, because we're only going to need to be worrying about facing forward here. I've also given it a shrouded lens, which gives it a nasty little extra way of dealing damage, but you don't have to have that. It's not mandatory. Just click on the elite fit, put in some S-mods that look good, you're probably going to be fine. Because I'm using auto pulses in the front, definitely expanded mags is going to help here. So this thing is going to soak a lot of damage. We've got stabilized shields S-modded in as well. Ox Thrusters was not S-modded in specifically to play defense, but more for when I'm using my fleet outside of defending my colony, so you don't need that. Other than that, dump hull mods into shields and flux, and EMP resistance. Resistant flux conduits is pretty good. Your personally piloted ship is going to be very much a question of taste. For me, I am running a safety-overridden Aurora that has 3 antimatter blasters, a pulse laser, and an ion pulsar, and some burst PD. The goal of this ship is going to be to rush down any ship that extends too far forward or gets separated from the enemy fleet, and we're going to use the power that safety overrides gives the ship to just do tons of burst damage and knock the enemy ship out of the fight, and improve our overall battle advantage. The downside of the safety-overridden Aurora is, of course, its uptime. Even with hardened subsystems in, we get 228 seconds of go time, so during that time, I need to do as much damage as possible. This may not be something that you want to try flying. You should bring to the fight whatever you're most comfortable using, and if you do like using an Aurora but don't want to safety override it, that can work too. It just makes you a little more defensive, a little less aggressive, which may work out in your favor. Again, we are playing defense here. The Promethei, the Atlas, the Starliner, the salvage rigs. These are all nice to have. You're going to have a lot of loot defending your colony. All of the loot that you scoop up from fights, however, you can just store on your planet. Just click on your planet, go over to, if you're on the colony info screen, click on resources in the upper left, and then click on storage, and you can put whatever you need to in here. And that's going to be just fine, and you can pull it out later. So all the loot you're getting, don't worry about filling up your cargo bays. Store it on the planet, move it somewhere else if you need to. For me, though, when I take a planet, kind of the whole point is to then have that planet be primary storage. That's why this planet is named Primary. The rest of the fleet. You'll note I have some other ships here. They don't look particularly thematic or well-equipped because they're not. These remaining 10 ships are just insurance. If I have a few deployment points because a Medusa goes down, I'm going to throw these kites and these other ships out into the battlefield, throw them under the bus to soak hits and die. What you use in your last slots for your fleet doesn't really matter. You may not need them, but since this is a guide, I want to make sure you guys have every little advantage possible, so including some fodder ships in your fleet may be a good choice. If I were really going to go hyper-optimal, I would probably custom build all of these or pick out more specific ships. Honestly, if I were going to spend more time preparing, I might just make 10 more of these Medusas or the Tempests, just because that would make the fleet super consistent in how it performed. Having a bunch of random ships, they're going to perform kind of randomly, but they're just there as distractions if I need them. And lastly, I suppose we should talk about the Onslaught Mark I since he is coming along for the ride. The important thing here is mainly that his large slots each have a Devastator cannon in them. The rest of this is kind of to taste. I've gone for maximal range, S-modded resistant flux conduits so he can active vent a bit faster. He tends to like to do that. And then in the front slots, I have heavy machine guns for shield pressure, but I also have a disintegrator in each of the side slots and a cryo-flamer in the front middle slot. These are Omega weapons, which you may not have. If you don't have them, they're not a deal breaker. Just replace them all with heavy machine guns. It's also very important that your AI, your little AI core here, has the point defense skill. If he doesn't have it, click on change skills and make sure he does. The important thing about point defense skill is the elite version, which the AI core automatically gets, extends the range of point defense weapons by 200. And as you may have noticed, almost every weapon on here, other than the Omega weapons, is a point defense weapon. The Devastators now have 200 more range. The heavy machine guns now have a range of 650. Devastator range, 1100. It's absurd. It's great. The other thing that would probably be really good to have on the old slot, or on the another thing that would probably be really good to have on the Onslaught Mark I, which I forgot to include, is actually expanded magazines. I'm going to drop reinforced bulkheads off because I don't think we're going to need it, and I'm going to give him expanded mags. I have some points left over, so we'll put automated repair unit on there as well. So, expanded magazines mainly is going to let his built-in heavy adjudicators fire more often because they are ammo-based weapons. And since we're playing defense and he's just going to be sitting somewhere, pointed down lane, blasting, it's probably a good thing. Yes, he has 2 ordnance points left over. I am also frustrated by this, don't you worry. But my storage for all my weapons is somewhere else, so I don't have anything I can put on him. Don't worry, as we kill enemy fleets, there will be loads of guns. The other thing is if you're sitting down to do the colony crises all in, like, one sitting, like I am, you are going to get a lot of ships and weapons just from fighting. There's that little Luddic path fleet that's kind of hanging around. If I go kill him, I might get an Eradicator or an Enforcer. I'll definitely get some guns. And look, there's the Luddic Church going by. Do I want even more Eradicators or some Manicores or Lashers? So in addition to killing ships and storing up weapons and stuff, you might also want to store up ships. Store up ships and weapons. That way you'll have a lot of options once you get into endgame after the Colony Crisis stuff is done. Anyway, I'm not going to show you every little battle I fight with all these little fleets. I'm just going to focus on showing you each of the Crisis event combats as they trigger. So I don't know which one I'm going to get first, but we are proceeding maximally at about plus 60 points of Crisis meter a month, and it looks like it could be Pirates, Pathers, Church, or Hegemony for now. As our colony continues to grow, we're also going to see at least the Persean League Crisis and the Tri-Tach Crisis. So we are just going to do a jump cut and we'll see what crisis event we are doing first. I will say, before we jump cut though, that it is imperative that you defend your station, because if your station is offline and a crisis fleet event triggers, you are in trouble. You'll have to do the fight without your station, which is beyond the scope of this guide. So keep your battle station operational. Very important. Anyway, next segment. We now have an incoming Hegemony Crisis. This is what it looks like when you get to that point. Basically, they're going to send some fleets. We're going to have to fight those fleets. It'll be a good time. Now, until the meter fills all the way, this has not actually triggered. This is a warning. So if the meter can be reduced to 425 points or below, or you can somehow knock out all of the Hegemony's functional military bases, which I've never tried to achieve that, it sounds like a lot of work. If you could do either of those things, this will go away, and you will get a different one once the meter fills back up to around 550. Once the meter actually fills all the way, you will get the crisis event itself put into the queue. So we have here the Hegemony AI inspection, and it will tell you when they will arrive and what they'll be composed of. Because this is the first official inspection, we're only getting one fleet. Normally, the Hegemony Crisis in particular scales in 3 waves. So it'll send 1 to 2 fleets, 2 to 3 fleets, and then sometimes like 5 or 6 fleets in the last wave. Once you beat the last wave, then you can go talk to a specific NPC and negotiate with the Hegemony to stop inspecting you, basically. But that is what we have incoming. There's also a pirate raid listed. This sometimes happens when the meter hits the halfway point. If you've not already dealt with the pirates, I think we may have just skipped our way into it. But it looks like pirate raid's going to show up first. I will show you that combat because it is going to be technically part of the crisis stuff. And lastly, how did I fill the meter so quickly? Well, this version of the game, this latest version, 0.98, has added the Escalate Crisis button, which is a very fun button if you're an experienced player. Simply press this button and your progress will bump up to 550 on the meter, which will then show you the next upcoming crisis warning. Now, I'm not going to mash that button a ton of times because that can lead to unintended stacking of events, which I don't think we should do for this tutorial. So instead, we're going to wait. I'm going to do the pirate raid. I'll show you guys that battle, whatever that may look like. And then when the Hegemony show up, we're going to fight that battle. I'm going to show you every battle related to these colony crises because, well, this is the brute force tutorial, and we're going to do it with violence. Okay, pirate raid has arrived. Now, I don't know if our little patrol fleets and stuff are going to fight them off, which means we may not have anything to do, or if they're going to end up, oop, there's something. Is our station in battle? That is the question. We watch the station until it's engaged. Okay, it's now engaged, so once it's engaged, we engage. That's just kind of how this is. But yeah, if you're just starting out, this is going to be probably the first colony event that you deal with. It's just, can you fight a pirate fleet? And maybe your station isn't all the way put together yet, but they're not any tougher than a normal pirate fleet. Get in there, give it a try. So I'm just going to show you kind of this is going to be overkill for pirates, but we're going to deploy both our capital ships. I'm going to deploy a bunch of my Medusas, my destroyers, and then I'm going to throw a couple kites out because I have deployment points left over. And all I'm going to do is drop down a defend order on either side of my station, and then lock capital ship to each of them. So Astral is going to go left, Paragon's going to go right. It doesn't really matter which one goes which way, it just matters that they are kind of split. Now I actually misaligned that. This one, see here? Got this one 3,000 away, this one's 2,000 away. I meant to have both of them at 2,000 units away, so fix that real quick. And once that's done, I'm just going to keep an eye on the upper right to see when deployment points free up. So I have 4 points, I'm just going to throw another ship in. And other than that, I'm just going to focus on piloting my ship. You probably don't need to pilot your own ship. You could instead, just put it on autopilot and just let this kind of basic plan of holding the wall with your station play out. But I like getting in, being personal with it. And remember, we're on defense. We don't have to kill them all, we just have to make them retreat. So if I don't dive in for kills, that's okay. If I just injure, cripple, and then back off, it's okay. Squalls coming in from the north. That's probably, that's the enemy capital. That's their Atlas Mark II. Looks like it has a bunch of high explosive weapons, and then the squalls. So we can just run up and pressure it. It doesn't have enough guns to drive me back, or I get a volley out. And we have a few more deployment points, but nothing we can deploy with it. Alright, dive in on that venture. Basically, my priority is anything that's gotten close to the station that, is putting pressure on it, that's what I want to focus on getting rid of. We're basically helping the station manage its own flux pools by protecting it from being under constant pressure, which then allows it to use its own station range bonus. I think it's some kind of targeting core. What's it called? Yeah, targeting supercomputer. All range for ballistic and energy weapons out by 250%. So by helping the station at close range, we free up its flux pool so it can fire its weapons at an extremely long range and then help defend, our planet very efficiently. Alright, this Atlas didn't die in the first barrage, but don't worry, there's more. Throw the antimatter blasters at him. Okay, enemy fleet defeated. And that's really it. And we can see here the deployment menu. Our capitals survived, all of our Medusas survived, so doing good. And no matter which battle you're in, if you're playing a fleet kind of like this is how it's going to go. We might vary the plan only if the situation in a given battle changes. So hit repair. Oh, and that was it. There's the marker for pirate raid defeated. Okay, I am going to organize my loot, scoop up some floating salvage. I will see you guys in 39 in-game days whenever the Hegemony fleet shows up, and we'll do that. One day until they arrive. It is only one fleet, but I like to make sure I don't miss it. If you miss this fleet and it beats your station, you will lose all of your AI cores, no matter how many they are and all of that. So you have to be careful with these. Make sure you take down every inspector fleet, otherwise bad things happen. Not that we couldn't go get more AI cores, but that would take time. And, those AI cores that we get in the future, it would be better to turn them into money or install them in future planets. Where are they? We wait. It's tempting to go around and look for them. Don't do it, because again, they have to come to you. They have to come to this planet. They need the AI cores out of it. And there they are. We're going to let them fight all of our little fleets. It's going to wear them down. That's fine by me. Let's It's also possible, like I see down there, there's a regular investigator fleet. Those are going to fly around all the time until you resolve your crisis in general. So we may end up fighting, ooh, spicy. We get to fight 2 fleets. Okay, now we're going somewhere. Oh no, they didn't combine. They didn't combine. But okay, well, that's fine. We're going to fight 2 back-to-back little battles then. Just going to do the same thing as before, focusing on, oh wait, it didn't pull our station in. This is a field battle. Okay, that's fine. We can do this. If I'd known the station, if I'd paid more attention, I wouldn't have done my deployment like this, but it's fine. I thought we could afford to be lazy because we had the station to do the heavy lifting, but I was wrong. So this is going to be a regular field battle, in which case, Paragon to front, Astral to the side, Anubis also to front to help cover the Paragon and Astral. And other than that, this particular high-tech fleet is pretty hands-off. I'm pretty sure I've talked about it somewhere else. And just, I'll throw it in here in the middle. If you have any questions about the game, just ask in the comments. I am perfectly content to make multiple videos talking about the same ship or the same fleet type, especially if I haven't covered it in a few months to a year. I may have new insights, or the game may have an update by then, who knows. But that kind of thing. It's always okay to ask questions. Anyway, we want to take our Aurora off to the side. Ooh, my little Tempest, he's in trouble, but that's not my problem. Just go to the side and try and make some of them turn the wrong way, or catch someone on the flank here, like this Enforcer. Just put him between his allies so they can't support him as well, and there we go, we're in. Sabo combined with Antimatter Blaster, punch. Tastes like death. Another Sabo, keep him locked down, blasters, and just shoot him till he dies. Come on. Down you go. Alright. I think there was an onslaught down here. Ooh, he rotated all the way around to face the wrong way. That's great. Let's actually put the engage order on him. Send the Paragon and Astral up at him. If he wants to stay facing the wrong way, that Paragon, silly as it may sound, may sneak up behind him. Let's just hang out. I will even dip in to not shoot at the onslaught, but to shoot that Enforcer and back up. Yeah, we're going to swarm him down. Okay. If he's going to be fluxed out, we might be able to sneak up and, yeah, slide some shots into his side. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and just plasma jet around the other way. Our ships should still be coming up the side. He started rotating clockwise, which is why I wanted to go to this side. He's either going to have to rotate back to face me or keep spinning to, yeah, there it is. There's the Paragon. Okay. Shoot a Sabo, shoot the Antimatter Blasters. Oh, and there's the wave from the Astral. Very nice. All right, and now we're basically in the cleanup step. And then we're going to have to do another one of these battles basically immediately, which is fine by me. Okay, enemy fleet defeated. I kind of want that Grendel, like, for my collection of ships. So we'll kill him. Hope he drops. Okay, their supply ships can go. Hey, the Grendel dropped. So now we're over the 30 ship limit, but I'm just going to grab that Grendel. I'm going to click on my station while we're paused. I'm going to unpause, right, so we can move. And I am just going to crunch this Manticore and go ahead and just auto-fit the Grendel for now with some stuff. It's not too important yet. At my colony inventory here, I'm just going to drop off into main storage. I don't know if I'll need this metal later. There are some endgame things that require a ton of metal and heavy machinery and stuff, so good to stock up. Put away those guns into storage. I also didn't realize my planet's not a hot planet, so it can't benefit from cryoarithmic engine, but I'm just gonna put all this away. I'm gonna move all my stuff out of the Corvus abandoned station to here whenever I'm done with crisis stuff, so it's fine if stuff builds up here. And because we're gonna keep getting supplies and fuel from combat, I'm actually gonna storage some fuel as well. We're not gonna need to leave home, so we can just start filling up our fuel tanks with hegemony fuel and enemy faction fuel. We have more than enough supplies now to sit. But if I didn't, the way station has been building up these stockpiles, and you can use these. You can be like, oh, I'd like 275 supplies. But you'll note you pay for them at the end of the month because you're taking them basically from your colonists, and it's not free, but it is tax and tariff free, which makes it pretty nice in late game. This is going to be basically how you refuel. Where else are you going to get 30,000 units of fuel in a single market? This is one of the main reasons to have colonies. That aside, we have now gotten repaired. Oh, and that was the actual inspection fleet. It's failed. That's great. So I'm just going to go in here, click Escalate Crisis, bam, and we have the Luddic Church next. And since this fleet is just a random fleet, I'll just fight them off screen, and I will be back to you guys in a flash whenever the Luddic Church shows up. And note, just like the previous crisis, if you reduce the event point progress, this goes away. If you go and negotiate with the church, this goes away. If you tack bomb Hesperus, this goes away. So there are some options if you'd like to delay this. But we're not here to delay, we're here to clear. And if you're wondering, Duckie, how do I reduce event progress? Well, it's fairly straightforward. All you have to do to reduce event progress is kill ships in the system that has your colony. You may see it occasionally when I win a battle. On the left, there'll be a notification like Colony Crisis minus 11 points or whatever. And what that does is it reduces the meter, but it adds points to blowback because the more you do it, the more points will build up in the little blowback system, and the meter will go up again eventually anyway. The crises are designed to be somewhat unavoidable, but nigh infinitely delayable if you need to delay them. And again, if you're seeing how fast I'm doing this and going, oh gosh, I can never do that, remember that I'm basically set up to speedrun this so that I can just go through them for you in video format, bam, bam, bam. You are probably not going to have plus 60 meter gain per month. You're probably not going to be pressing Escalate Crisis unless you are for sure confident that you can win. You let the bar build up naturally, you're going to be fighting these here and there over the course of like 10 hours of play, unless your colonies are, of course, alpha cored up a ton like mine are, which this is not required. This is just what I do to speed through these. So I'm going to grab these guys and go fight them. Actually, I'm going to auto-resolve them. Hell yeah. Just throw some ships at them. There we go. I'll take that Enforcer. And then we can ditch. We'll ditch one of the kites, and I will catch you guys in the next crisis. Oh yeah, there's the thing I was talking about. Colony Crisis, hostile ships destroyed, minus 11 on the meter. So that's how you would theoretically do it. Might be kind of tough to do that. 11 points per fleet. You need to kill like 10 fleet bubbles. That's probably technically doable. The meter has reduced again. Crisis has triggered, and we now have a Luddic Church takeover in the queue. So this one is kind of serious because, let's see here, causing a progressive loss of stability on your planet. If stability reaches 0, planet will permanently fall under Luddic Church control. So that's not good, especially because in unmodded, I'm not sure there's a way to take your planet back. You would have to make a new planet and try again. So we need to not lose this, and of course, I'm going to show you how not to lose this. And this is also the biggest crisis event we have seen in this video, comprised of 5 fleets, although they are Luddic Church fleets, so some of their ships not so good, and also most of their ships very slow and defensively oriented, so they're not really invasion material, but you'll see when we get to the combat. Anyway, I will see you in about a total of 80 to 90 days when they arrive. Something I'm not doing here is you see how it says estimated days until departure? If you were super confident, you could go to where their fleet is assembling, which is EOS Exodus system right now, and you could actually go and fight them on their own turf and defeat this event before it reached your planet. And that would be a very interesting way to play, but I don't think that would be the easiest way to do this. So let's stick to my method for now, and once you are super confident, super experienced, and have a very stacked fleet, you could give that a try. But having accidentally dropped in on top of 15 Persean League fleets preparing to do a blockade and then getting wrecked a few times, I don't advise it. So let's keep playing defense. I'll see you in 80 to 90 in-game days. Okay, there it is. Luddic Church takeover arrived, and they are here. Conducting operations, stability -2 per month. Where are they? In past experience, they normally do come to the station eventually. Oh, there they go. Oh boy. Oh, hi. Hi, that's a lot of use. 3 Invictuses emergency burning towards your location. The Luddic Church wishes to know your location. Okay, we've been caught. That's a lot of just sheer metal they have in their fleet. Look at that. That is top heavy. That is... Honestly, I don't remember the fleet being that big. But we're doing it. This might be a challenge. I'm ready. All right, deploy my ship, deploy the 2 capitals, deploy a handful of frigates. Can we fit a Condor for fighter support, additional fighter support that is? Yes, we can. Okay. Throw all those out, and let's see how we do. Defend orders just like before. We're going to lock our capitals to the sides, and this should prove interesting. There was no difficulty percent, so the game thinks that we're going to be just fine. I'm going to support the side with the Astral, because he is less likely to be able to just like operate independently and soak a bunch of damage if he gets caught in the wrong position. So I'll hang out over here to help him out. And how this goes also sort of depends on, like, do they deploy 3 Invictuses off the gate? And the answer is no, they didn't do that. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Retribution's under AI control. They tend to overextend. That is already exactly what they're doing. Just pressure him and then back up. Ooh, because he's going to be coming toward us. Whoa there. Oh, and look at that. Look at that. There goes the Astral's fighters right into his face, and he's cooked. Perfect. Well done. Looks like the other Retribution died as well. I'll take it. Oh, I didn't pause the game when I had the battle map open. I got hit in the nose. My armor's gone. That's okay. We play on. Just dive him and then duck left. And there is our Fighter Strike Wave. Just gonna drop the shield for a second to fix our flux. Oh no, my Vanguard. Or I got another Vanguard waiting in the wings. Let's go for that Eradicator. He's already almost fluxed out, so that's gonna do some damage. Oh, there's the Invictus. Okay, it's actually kind of a good thing that it's pointed my way, because that means it's not pointed at my station. If I have to crack at orbital station and I don't have, say, my preferred method of just like throwing 3 Paragons at it, Invictus is a fine choice, which means that is definitely a threat to our orbital. And it's obviously, it's not something we can just walk up to and do this little burst down kind of dance that I'm doing. That's not going to work on Mr. Invictus. So we fight his escorts, we get rid of his friends, and try and allow our fleet to flank him and defeat him. And it requires a little bit of teamwork, unlike doing this. Well, I mean, hunting down the ships doesn't require teamwork. The Invictus step. Oh yeah, like here, when he's turned around the wrong way. We might just be able to get in behind him and maybe disable his engines. Let's throw out the Sabo. And he is shooting at our station module, which I do not like. Just gonna throw those into your back there, bud. And unless something shows up to pressure us away, we are just gonna sit here for a minute and then back up. Oh yeah, there's help. Again, even in this situation, we're taking him down as a team. Okay, getting ready to dive back in. His engines are online. That won't do. Get in there. Go, Aurora. This Aurora also only has 75 seconds of uptime remaining, so try to get in as much value as we can. We lost a module? No, we're okay. We're okay. Okay, change of plan. We're going to put an eliminate order on that Invictus. Like I said, we may have to make a few decisions with our orders as we play, and I think destroying this Invictus is a worthy order to give. So send some guys at him. We have lots of ships. Oh, they got another Invictus. Okay. It's really just a matter of doing enough damage. So he has so much hull. It's going to kind of rotate. Oh yeah, there we go. There's another wave from the Astral. Good job. Come on. Keep firing. Wow, 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 wow. Devastators. Dropping my shield to kind of maintain flux. Oh, and there's the warning. Combat readiness for my ship going down. Oh no! Oh no! Those are LiDAR array lines. Another Invictus has targeted us. Ooh. So I whirled to block him, but I got hit in the engine by the explosion of that Invictus. Okay, and now kill order on the nearby Invictus. We're going to cut the defend orders. No more defending. We need to go on offense. Take these guys down before they damage. Oh, no you don't. I'm backing up. You cannot have me in your sights. I will explode violently and ineffectually. But yeah, see, he is doing some damage to the station, which just won't do. We have potentially 4 more of these fleets to fight. Oh, and there's the other super advantage of having carriers in station defense. Everything just goes over the station. Whoa, okay. It's okay if my ship goes down, kind of, because we're out of readiness. We can recover it after the battle, all of that, but... Oh, ow, okay, yep, that Invictus is firing. This is happening. Do I have anything else I can deploy? No, not enough points yet. Okay. But yeah, it's very, very important if you're going to try and rush colony crises to not let your station get knocked out, so... This is the time to aggressively defend and try and shoot through all that hull, which kind of a weakness of being a mostly high-tech fleet. We don't have a lot of ballistics with high explosives, so this might be one of our harder matchups. Although I do have, in my back pocket here, I do have Grendels and stuff that I looted from the Hegemony that might be of help. In fact, let's retreat the Aurora. I'll hop in that Grendel, and we can use that. We're not limited to one ship necessarily. Ooh, good, we got one down. Put the engage order on the other one. Let's go. Okay, this guy's got heavy autocannons, railgun, flak cannon, but harpoons. We do have harpoons. That'll help. Just throw the harpoons, throw on the ammo feeder. We want to fire as many shots as we can while accelerated ammo feeder is up, and then deal with our flux, whether by active venting or whether by phasing out. We don't really have a lot of ways to punch through his armor now that the harpoons are gone, so we're going to try and stay on one of the areas where The armor is already stripped, which would be this back right corner. Just try and throw bullets into him. And there's the enemy fleet defeated mark, but we are going to finish this. They started this. I'm here for blood. Oh yeah, actually that's where we have armor strip and damage. We do have the Astral with all of the Trident bombers. That's our one good option. All right, we're gonna take some damage doing this maneuver, but active vent. Great thing about Grendels, well, Grendels have many advantages, but they are rugged constructions, so they don't have as many problems when they accrue demods. They're kind of designed, if you will, to be semi-disposable. Fire at him until he dies. I don't care if we die. Okay, we got him. Oh man. So the good thing here is that now we've killed a Luddic church fleet. Let's go ahead and we'll do the auto-resolve, the pursuit. Just throw 4 ships out. And now if I wanted them, I could loot these Invictuses, and I could use an Invictus on either side of my station. If I didn't already have capitals that I was used to using, that I preferred, I would do that, just because those are going to be very good defenders. Very much gigantic walls that won't move, right? And I think I'll drop that Omen. I'll take another Vanguard. Just, again, they're very disposable, kind of like the Grendel. They have rugged construction. They're very tanky for what they are. Look at that, minus 39 points for fighting that fleet. Oh, Luddic Church takeover defeated. What? That was it? Where's my 5 fleets? Okay, game, whatever you say. Anyway, I guess that's the Luddic Church gone. I guess that's fair. That was a very difficult fleet, but again, it said 5, and I was like, oh man, are we gonna fight 5 of these back to back? I'm here for it, but sometimes this happens. And since the crises are kind of a one and done thing, like, I'm not gonna re-roll until I get a harder experience. That would be silly. Oh, hello, investigators. Yeah, you better be running and get out of here. You can't take this station. So yeah, still have passive fleets from the Hegemony and stuff showing up. Still just stockpiling items between every fight. We were at something like, what, 4,000 fuel? We've gotten 3,000 additional fuel just by fighting it out. Stockpile all that up. I am still having to pay for supplies and additional crew, but it's fine. My income per month is actually not great because I drew stockpiles last month. But if I hadn't done that, I'd be making about 70k. Remember, I'm also still commissioned to Tri-Tach. We're getting that 95k each month, and just having a buffer of millions of credits really does help. Alright, I'm gonna go fight this Hegemony fleet, and I'll see you for the next crisis announcement. Alright, I've hit the Escalate Crisis button again, and we now have rumors of a pirate raid. Remember that you are most likely to actually fight this one first if you're not pushing through this really fast. So this is probably going to be underwhelming, but we'll see. Sometimes it scales up and is like, oh, would you like to fight 15 pirate fleets? And it's like, hell yeah, actually, that's kind of fun to just popcorn shoot a bunch of enemies in a barrel. But I will see you when this actually properly triggers and goes into the list, and we'll talk about it there. And there we go. That is surprisingly fast on arrival. Oh, and I see why. There's a pirate base, like, next door that I've been ignoring this whole time. Oh, no. They're gonna be very strong with 9 fleets. Defending fleets are outmatched, and the raid is likely to find success, except that we're going to kill them. Okay. I will see you in 39 in-game days. And really, I am just sitting here with speed up time turned on, just like zooming. That is just how I do this. Hopefully, like you're seeing this video. Note that most of this was recorded in like 1 3 to 4 hour sitting of Starsector, basically. Recorded the intro a few days ago, recording the rest of it today, which is of course in the past for you because it's gonna take me forever to edit this, but let's go shoot some pirates. Pirate raid arrival imminent. Let's see what the pirates got. Now of course you could make the pirate fleets a lot more difficult had you sold any blueprints on the black market to them, but I don't remember whether I did that. So if they roll up and they have a mixture of like high and low tech ships they shouldn't have, that's on me. But if they show up driving their normal stuff, oh yeah, that's the normal stuff, then it's gonna be a chill time. Alright, let as many of them close with the station as they like, about like that. Oh no, let them go. Click on the station. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, click on the fleet. There we go. 3 pirate. Oh, yeah, look at just the sheer size of them. Okay, wait, where's the station in the lineup? Oh, there it is. Okay, primary station. You want to make sure you have the station. Probably do this without it, but that would be a different level of difficulty. Okay, 9% bonus difficulty. Slightly hard. Let's go. Ooh, we don't get much. Okay, so in this situation, we're kind of outnumbered. We don't get to deploy a lot of ships. I'm actually going to not deploy both capitals. We're going to do it different. We're going to deploy the Astral. We're going to deploy as many small ships as we can to like tie up enemy ships and distract them. And I'll show you kind of a different layout. So what we'll do is we want to park the Astral behind the station. The thing to note is that the Trident bombers have a range of 4,000 units, which is going to be 4 intersections on the grid. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So they can go all the way up to this line that the cursor is on. So the Astral will be able to support the station from behind. And if the enemy wraps around the station, the Astral will be there. And then everything else, we're just going to do the normal little defend orders on the side, about 3,000 units away, or 2,000 units away, sorry, 2,000, and see how it goes. And I'm just going to pick a side. I normally go left, just out of habit, and we're going to do our best to do as much damage as we can. They are just pirates, so it should be pretty chill. Should be pretty chill. Except for the sheer amount of numbers. Definitely the Aurora is not going to last. I actually got a Grendel set up as a backup ship, so kind of like last fight with the Luddic Church, I have a plan. Because there are so many of them, we're just going to let them come to us, see what they offer first. A Falcon that's slightly injured. Not sure we need to worry about that. Let's just let him drift back. And let's look for things that are getting close to the station. That Eradicator, that Venture, but they're not quite in yet. We wait. Look for our moment of opportunity. The thing about pirate AI is that I believe they're a mixture of steady and aggressive. So we will eventually get a ship that's just like, yeah, I want to run right into the station. Like this Vanguard, for example. Let's get up there, blast him, and hey, and yeah, and that Eradicator, perfect. Let me just, we're going to carefully rotate the ship and then rotate the shield, something like this, so that we can stay protected while shooting that enemy. Alright, and then we're in a good position to turn Strafe Lock back on. Oh wait, you guys know about Strafe Lock, right? You see the item there over my flux bar that says Strafe Lock. Editor Duckie, zoom in on that. I'm sorry for making you work so hard, bud, but it has to happen. So Strafe Lock allows the ship to turn based on the position of the cursor. And for the first 2 years that I played this game, I didn't know it existed, and I flew by rotating my ship manually with the A and D keys, and I was baffled at how skilled people were at like aiming their ship so precisely and hitting things with weapons. I thought that it was just this issue of skill, the skill issue that I had, but no, it's just you can turn on Strafe Lock. And the default hotkey for that, since we're here doing this little side tutorial, you'll want to enable the Make Turn Keys Strafe and Make Ship Auto Turn to Cursor button here. If you haven't done so already, for the love of your eyes, turn off the ship explosion screen whiteout or you're gonna go blind. That is the first thing I learned to do, but turn on the Make Turn Keys Strafe button, and then go in here and figure out what your Strafe Lock key is. It's probably under combat. Honestly, I haven't changed it in so long. Yeah, here it is. There's the button. A very long make turn key strafe and make the ship auto turn to cursor. Shift. Shift is my key. I don't know what the original default is, but I highly recommend using that if you're not using it already. It makes aiming very easy. Oh yeah, at some point, our station got upgraded. Not just a battle station, it's a star fortress now, which means it's throwing out landmines. You may see them occasionally as we fight, these little floating red bits that then explode. Okay, focus in here. Let's just look at the sheer number of ships, man. We have a lot of work to do. One target at a time until we're out of peak performance. I can only go so fast. Fight, 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 fight. Okay, drive him back. That Eradicator's basically going to want to retreat. Let's deal with our flux and then go back in. Now the station, if you highlight the modules with your cursor, you can kind of see what flux they're at, but really the knowledge isn't going to change what we need to do, which is reduce number of enemy ships in front of station. It just has to happen. Blast him. Okay, there's one down. Cruise in here and just kind of get up in front of the station for a minute. The other thing is that because there are so many enemy ships, they're actually crowding out their own like firing arcs and ability to aim. It's not as dangerous as it may first appear to get in this close, unless the enemy has a ton of fighters or missiles, like those fighters. Those can fly over ships and pressure us back. And yeah, see, there's the Astral's fighters and its missiles just going forward, destroying anything that gets too close to the station, which is exactly what I wanted to happen. Alright, got him down. We got 13 deployment points. Just gonna throw into the fray whatever I can fit. Oh, and that's what a landmine for the low-tech station looks like. Every station type has its own minefield that it uses once it reaches Star Fortress tier, so be on the lookout for those. Can't really do anything with them other than you can accidentally be near them when they detonate, and they will friendly fire you, and that will hurt quite a lot. Oh man, there's so much, and yet not super dangerous. We're just gonna get back over to the left-hand side here. We're overloaded. That's okay. We're out of combat readiness anyway, so if I take some damage, The Aurora goes down, that's okay. Just want to fight on until I'm about at like 60% CR, and then we'll look at a different ship, if we have to. We are holding pretty well here for what we have going on. In that, I mean, the station is still alive, that's the main thing. Should use up all my sabos before I run out of CR. Got him down. A little Wayfarer. But yeah, a lot of pirate ships are not the best combat ships. Like, they still have a use case and a role, but not for this. They're the kind of all-rounder, easy-to-run ships that you would use in, like, early game. Hey, the enemy fleet is defeated. Press escape to end the battle. Nice, we've held. Wasn't quite as touch and go as I thought it would be. But yeah, look at all the death. Much ships slain. Oh, and they maneuver for another engagement. Okay, sure. What are you going to do? That means we get our full peak performance time back up for our ship, and we'll just deploy some ships that weren't in the last combat. We probably don't need a capital ship for this, honestly. I don't think they have it with like the 8 ships they have left, so we'll just throw out cruisers, destroyers, frigates, and we're not even going to give orders. We outnumber them ship to ship, and we have a station. We are going offense. So I'm going to do engage orders on their carrier, their capital ship, their enforcer, their eradicator, and their manticore, and their hammerhead. We just want to look at attaching some ships to each of those targets, and then we're going to go and we're going to just chew our way through them. But yeah, peak performance time for the Aurora is back up, so we have almost 4 minutes of uptime again with which to operate. And I still have a few sabos that I haven't used from last fight. Oh, never mind. I had 1, which I burned on that eradicator. It's gone now. That's okay. Lots of antimatter blaster shots left. Although you'll note they didn't reload. I don't have like 20 plus. I have the amount I had at the end of last engagement because we haven't had time to repair or rest yet. That's something to be wary of, is your missiles and ammo and stuff on some things is not going to refill if you get into back-to-back fights. Ooh, okay, Gremlin. You do you. You threw that Reaper right at my shield. Whatever you want, buddy. Oh yeah, there's our target. There's the Atlas. Now, he has barely any hull. Oh, I didn't even fire a shot. Why did you blow up? I think I just bumped his shield and he decided he was done. Oh, the Medusa might have tickled him with a tack laser that I didn't see. That would do it. But yeah, this is definitely just the mop-up step. I think we are indeed done here. All right, enemy fleet defeated at Mark again. And yeah, they are knocked out. All right, we can recover our ships. Honestly, I don't want any of these pirate ships. Maybe you guys will on your runs. All right, that's them down. Now note, I unpaused to let time roll, and it did not end the pirate raid. We're not done. So click on the station, unpause, hit repair. We're going to put our stuff in storage, just out of habit, basically. Make sure we have 2,000 supplies. Top off our crew with the 95 guys we lost, and see if the station... Oh, the station's still engaged in battle. So let's auto-resolve that with a few ships, and then watch the station for the next wave. Ooh, they're avoiding. They go in, and they start avoiding. They need their friend. Okay, and now station engaged in battle again. Click on the Armada, and this is just going to be more of the same. But we're here. We'll show it anyway. Okay, so same plan. Astral and a bunch of smaller ships, and we're just going to lock the Astral behind the station, do the defend orders again. I think in terms of raw number of minutes, this has taken the longest. Just kind of how it goes, the more fleets there are. All right, take me in. What are we looking at? Mora. Mora very sturdy. Not usually my first pick for a takedown, but it's what's in front of me. Doesn't look like we dealt much damage, but we did strip his armor, so stick to him. Another wave of blasters. The less armor he has, the less effective his damper field feels like it is usually. So doing that damage is a good thing. That'll allow our fleet to get him later, or me to get him later. But yeah, this is just going to be a smaller version of the fight we just did. Very chill. But all the same plans and strategies apply. Alright, get out of here, Falcon. Get out of here. Go Manticore. Oh, your shield did not hold, buddy. That was too much burst for you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I'm also not sorry. Oh, big hit from the Astral. Can I rush and capitalize on that overload? Maybe. Oh yeah, there we go. Did some good damage. Okay, so now the Astral's torpedoes were not wasted on that target. We at least dealt some hull damage and made him think twice. And oh yeah, there's the Mora from earlier. Let's go in and just do it again. Ooh, Reapers blocked. All right, you got no front armor. What are you gonna do now? On. Tickle, tickle, tickle. He's just very durable. Okay, gotta back up again. But yeah, that's probably one of our worst things to try and attack with the Aurora is Amora. Just so tanky. Soaks so many bullets. Alright, just push this mule. Run him into the wall. Crunch. Nice. Get out of here. Hey, an Atlas. An Atlas Mark II. Let's go. His shield was pointed the wrong way. Just run up. Get behind him, because we have the station on the other side. Might as well flank him. I don't think there's not too much left. Because there's not too many enemy ships left, we're just going to cut waypoints, let our boys move around, let them wrap this up. Alright, another Atlas down there, just dive him. Alright, resolved, and Condor. Oh, there we go, enemy fleet defeated. Still going to take down this Condor, because it's in front of me. Don't normally see a Condor with claw fighters. That was interesting. Maybe I did sell them some blueprints. Anyway, that's done. Salvage up, no ships we care about, take the loot, and bam, there we go. Pirate raid defeated. Boom. But also, where's the notice? Piracy respite gained. So if you go to your planet now, there are a number of modifiers up here, which we haven't really talked about. Recent unrest from Luddic path stuff. We'll get to that later. Luddic path still active. We'll get to that later. Piracy respite. So, colony is experiencing a respite from the depredations of piracy, otherwise common in the sector. You defeated a large armada. Pirates are wary of attacking trade fleets serving you, resulting in greatly reduced number of shipping disruptions. So basically, it just means we're going to be making more average money over time. We also still have our Luddic majority, which boosts stability and production and provides population growth. That's not super necessary. It's just a thing that can happen depending on conditions and what you build. But having Luddic majority is what triggers the Luddic crisis that we defeated earlier. Pirate crisis down, so I'm going to get repaired, throw our next wave of goodies in storage, and get back to whatever is next. So there's only 2 more on the list. I don't know where the Persean League crisis is. It should be here. It should be in the list. I don't know why it's not. Kind of confused on that. It is possible in a run that you will not see every crisis because they all have different triggers, but the strategy shown here should work for basically all of them. We're just going to go ahead and escalate again, though. Alright, so we have another Hegemony Crisis wave. This one should be more Hegemony fleets, and we will get to that here in a little bit. Alright, there it is. Same song and dance. Hegemony Wave 2, estimated 70 days until or 68 days until arrival. Oh, 3 fleets. Wow. You think they're gonna get us? I don't think they are. So we'll deal with that. I am still very confused about where is the Persean League crisis. Do I need to get another planet? Is my planet size 4 too small? I honestly don't remember. But I'm pretty sure I hadn't done any crisis events before starting recording for this video. Don't know. We'll figure it out. Anyway, I'll see you when the Hegemony shows up, and we're gonna fight them off. Okay, I've realized part of the problem. Part of the problem, I think, with my colony that I chose is I just highlighted my stuff, and I was like, man, I shouldn't be having these deficits. Like, everything should be good. And I saw the orange text. Must be in range of a comm relay to view market info. And maybe the reason some things aren't working as expected is because we don't have a comm relay. So how do we get a comm relay? Well, we need a stable location, which it'll look like a little square among all these squares, but we don't have one, so you're not going to see it on screen. But to make one, we just click on the sun. And I know this is going to be very silly and video gamey, but we're going to fly into the sun and introduce a resonance cascade, which requires an alpha core, 200 heavy machinery, and some fuel. Boom. We do that, and success, stable location won't last millennia, but it'll do for us. Okay, let me get out of the sun. We don't want to be in the sun. And there is our new stable location up there. Hey, get away from my station. What are you guys doing? I gotta go take care of this guy. But anyway, once I build a comm relay, things will be better. Make sure that you have a stable location in the system that you choose. Otherwise, without a comm relay, you're not going to get mission updates and other stuff. So, to build my comm relay, I had to go back to Kalan, Tri-Tach territory, and pick up some transplutonics. It doesn't really matter where you get your transplutonics and your metal and stuff, but you gotta get them from somewhere. And we're not producing them at home, so now that I have that, I can fly back to this location. Wait, was I supposed to be doing something? God dang it. Hegemony AI inspection completed. 5 cores confiscated. Og. Okay. I'm a fool. I failed. I spaced out and totally forgot that they were on the way. I was like, it'll be fine. It's just a quick thing. And then I left my planet undefended and they took my stuff. So that happened. Let's go build our comm relay. I got more alpha cores in my secret John Starsector storage that we can put in. Because again, honestly, wait, what? They didn't take all of them. Look at this. They normally take all of them, or at least that was how it happened like a long time ago. No, my station is disrupted. Those bastards. They only took 2 of them, and I'm guessing they grabbed the other 3 that were just sitting in my storage. So we're not actually in that much trouble. I mean, I'll still go put cores in those industries just to be super optimal, but hey, Luddic Church took my comm relay. See, even when you've done Colony Crisis stuff before, things can go wrong. Take control of that relay. The good news is, we built the relay while I was gone. I didn't even need to buy the Transplutonics. I didn't even need to leave. I lost the cores and lost the chance to do the Hegemony fight for nothing. Well, I guess every good story, you have some setbacks, right? But again, the penalty was fairly minor. Hey, you, yeah, you better be running. Now get back here. We're fighting now. All right, I'm gonna go blow these guys up, and I'll see you guys for the next actual crisis event. God dang it. We are moments after I built the comm relay, right? So I'm still missing those cores. Empty teeth in my colony's mouth. But I know that I had 4 cores in storage, right? And there's 4 cores, and there's that core. So when it reported that the Hegemony stole 5 cores, and only 2 are missing, what did they mean by this? Did the Hegemony artificially inflate the number of cores that they stole from John Starsector's colony for promotional purposes in their own news network? The plot thickens. So I don't need to go get more cores because the Hegemony lied. I'm just gonna put more cores in my industries because I still have a few in storage that I've been saving for when I get to build more stuff. And I've already built all the stuff that I can build until the colony gets a little bigger. But now you'll notice we have the comm relay. Now we are getting some more imports. Still having some trouble with domestic goods. Recent shipment lost. That's going to happen. But our income is up by 13%. Our growth is up by like another 1.1%. So now things are moving kind of like I thought they would. I felt like something was off as I went through and did this. And what was off was I didn't have a comm relay, which apparently ties into things. Although adding the comm relay has not unlocked the Persean League crisis, I think we may just need to be size 5. Okay, I went and looked it up. In order to trigger the Persean League crisis, you must either have 2 colonies, one of which is size 4 or larger, or 1 colony that is size 5. So, we only have a size 4, we're about to be size 5, so I didn't screw it up, I didn't do it accidentally off camera, we just aren't there yet. We've been going so fast that we haven't unlocked size 5, so we're not seeing the Persean League blockade yet. But we will get there. And hey, I've mashed the Escalate Crisis button once again, and who could it be but the Luddic Path? There are signs of an impending Luddic Path attack. If successful, we will suffer catastrophic saturation bombardment. That sounds pretty bad. So, we're going to sit here at the colony. I've learned my lesson. Never look away from the colony. The Hegemony will steal a handful of your AI cores and then lie that they stole more. Here we are. Let's deal with the Luddic Path crisis. I will pop on the recording again once we have an actual date for their arrival. Alright, there it is. Luddic Path attack triggered. 17 days till departure, 70 days till arrival, 4 fleets. Should be pretty chill. I don't think it's going to be nearly as tough as the Luddic Church attack and things. And you may be wondering, Duckie, why are you telling me when the colony crises get announced before the meter fills, and then you're specifically showing after they're filled and after they're triggered and they have these days? Well, I want you to know that you get 2 warnings. You get the warning when the meter fills, which gives you at least a month or 2 to figure out what you're going to do. And then once they've triggered, you get another 80 days. So you're being given 90 to 120 in-game days to be in position to deal with the crisis, assuming that, unlike me, you notice and pay attention to the notifications. Remember, I got my AI course hijacked minutes ago? That's on me. But basically, there's enough time on every crisis, except the pirate one, because I didn't kill that pirate base, that's also on me. But there's enough time when crises trigger that no matter where you are on the map, you should be able to get home, be in position to at least defend your planet. And that's kind of why I'm showing the timers. I want that to be repeated enough that it sinks in. You have time, even when the meter is almost full. You have time to run home and do the defense. You don't have to sit here on fast forward like I'm doing. I just do this because I can watch YouTube in between hearing the colony crisis noises and kind of, lazily make my way through this and only really focus when I have to do the fights. So anyway, on that note, I'm going to go back to watching YouTube until these Luddic Pathers arrive, and then we're going to defend our station and blow them up. Actually, hold on. Our Star Fortress is still undergoing repairs. That could be a problem. Oh, 31 days until it's back to functional? It's fine. We'll be fine. Might have been interesting had it been actually knocked out during the Luddic Path invasion. That could have been a fun battle. But station's probably going to be online unless something bad happens. Alright, we have arrived at the Luddic Path attack imminent step of this crisis. So, where are they, and why is the Hegemony interfering in my recording of fighting off Luddic Path? Get out of here, I need that station functional. I'm gonna auto-resolve you into the ground using my absurd amount of money. Get out of here. Click on the station, repair. Where are my pathers at? Hey, there they are, how convenient. Oh no, a single Luddic Path Armada. Whatever will we do, gentlemen? Deploy the heavies, deploy the Medusas. I'm not even personally gonna get on the field for this. They don't need me. My colony is strong without me. Or rather, Pathers are not going to be very effective against an orbital station, an astral, and a paragon. That's really the long and short of it. See the little yellow dots? All those landmines appearing, messing up the enemy's day? We can actually put the camera on the station, just kind of see. Yes, that hammerhead dying a horrible death because it got ahead of the pack, because Pather AI is aggressive or reckless, so they try and close even when they really shouldn't. Yep, Eradicator going in alone, getting hit by the beams, auto-pulsed down, and yep, systems disabled and dead. Great stuff. Love to see it. Another lone Eradicator not waiting for his teammates. Pathers are super scary early game, especially when they outnumber you 2 or 3 to 1, but in this circumstance, again, this is just where we're at. Oh no, that poor Sunder. I almost feel bad for the crew. Alright. Do they have anything that is going to scratch our fleet at all? Probably not. If all of the Pather fleets that were listed, all 4 of them showed up for the attack, then I would personally take to the field, and this would be a little more spicy, perhaps, as they slowly, or rather rapidly, swarmed in with more ships than we could maybe handle. Kind of like how what the Pirates are trying to do with their crisis. But again, Pather is one of the, I would say, easier crises to just fight it out, and we have kind of gotten them late compared to other crises that could be rolled. Oh no, little Medusa, you warped right into his burn drive attempt. Good job. You weren't punished though, so it's fine. But yeah, see, now they got the Prometheuses up front. That's what I would wait for. Get your ships that can tank hits, and then get your other ships that are going to do damage, but they went the other way. They sent in the small agile damage dealers first and the tanks last. We're going to play an MMO where you send in the DPS and they die immediately, and then we're going to send in the tank, and he's going to be like, aren't we doing this backwards? The answer is yes. Yes, you are. Oh, buddy, there go the torpedoes and gone. Okay, are you done yet, Luddic Path? They don't have anything big left. We're gonna hit full assault and just let our ships go mop this up. Easy time. There we go. Enemy fleet defeated. Claim victory. Good job, team. I helped by providing commentary. All right. Any more Pather fleets want to come and try our orbital battle station out? I'm not even going to click on that one. What are you guys doing? Oh, there we go. Maybe. Big fleets. Ooh, yeah, there's 3. Station engaged? Not yet. Highlight that station, wait for it to engage. Yep, doesn't count until the station engages. Single Armada. What are you doing, Pathers? Why are you like this? This isn't fun for me. This is just kind of a slog. But that's also kind of how it works. You can very much outscale the colony crises, as we've done here. Like, we are too strong as a fleet for some of these. The final Hegemony Wave, Persean League Blockade, and the Tri-Tach Mercenary Raid may actually give us trouble, but these crises are kind of easier to handle. They're not all built equally, you might say, which is fair. The harder crises only trigger when you've met more conditions. The easier ones, like the Pirates and the Pathers, can trigger much more easily in the course of normal play. So there is still difficulty curve here, designed to ease players into the crisis events. Alright, little hammerhead. I'm sorry you had to be in front of me, but you guys attacked me, so that's how it has to go. Alright, drifting back. Pathers can do plenty of pressure. Alrighty, and dive back in. Gonna go ruin that mules a day. How you doing, little guy? Yeah, boom. Get overloaded. And plasma jets off cooldown. We'll just right back up. Forward and back. Oh, hello, Onslaught Mark 1. I forgot I deployed you. Just because we're going, you know, I haven't even used defend orders here. We're just kind of letting everyone go as they please, go on the offensive, which of course the Onslaught Mark 1 is going to shine at doing that. Oh, your shield's pointed the wrong way. Yeah, you better turn that around. All right, scratched your nose armor. Throw another Sabo at him. We'll just sit here and do another volley. There we go. He is very sturdy. Okay, time to back up before we get overloaded. But yeah, doing pretty good. Don't know what our Astral is doing way back there. We should get up in front, buddy. Oh, he's probably staying at like optimal fighter range, but that doesn't need to happen here. That doesn't matter. What you got, Prometheus? Same stuff he had last time, which is not enough. All right, almost overloaded. He actually did better doing burst damage to me that time, but he has a sliver of hull left, so we are just going to quickly re-engage. Ooh, you're turning the wrong way. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh no, everything is turned off. He cannot even run away. And down. And enemy fleet defeated. Perfect. Okay, that's 2 of 5. Again, I'm really hoping we get all of them like in one go. That would just also be convenient for time. Oh, there we go. Luddic path attack defeated. We only had to personally fight a couple fleets. The other thing to note is when you start getting like pathers, if you have like independent mercenaries around or hegemony investigator fleets, they will all fight. So you may not end up fighting everything. All right, throw all of our goodies in storage. Thank you, Pathers, for contributing to my growing armory. And I think we gained basically another 1,000 fuel just off of on-camera and off-camera fights, so that's nice. Alrighty, now we're looking kind of thin. Oh, yep, just Persean League and Hegemony on the list. Doing good. I also am building a heavy industry, which once it's done, will let the custom production menu function, and I'll be able to build ships at my colony, which is one of the main reasons to build a colony usually, is to be able to manufacture your own ships from blueprints that you've found. So that'll be good, and I do believe I have a pristine nanoforge just in storage, just one I found in like a domain era mothership or something, I think. So that will also provide a buff. Anyway, I will catch you all when the meter fills up again. All right, Hegemony Crisis again. I don't know if this will count as the third one, or if it will have us fight one that is the same strength as the second one that took my cores. We're just going to have to find out. I do know that once you fight off enough of these Hegemony waves, it will specifically give you an intel item that says, hey, you should go and make terms with the Hegemony now, so we'll see. And that is not the Crisis fleet, but I'm going to have to deal with them. Okay, I will get back to you guys when the actual Crisis fleets are here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, the Hegemony are going to be arriving fairly shortly. 66 days until arrival. Defenders will resist. And comprised of 2 fleets. I would say, what do they take me for? But honestly, last time they showed up, I wasn't home, and they just waltzed away with 2 AI cores. So perhaps they think this will be easy. But I will be here waiting this time. I will not get distracted, going to go build a comm relay that my minions have already constructed for me. This time. Just making sure my comm relay is over there and not controlled by an enemy faction. Okay, we're good. We're good. So, I will see you all when the 2 fleets arrive, I guess. Oh, there we go. Arrived in system. Target, of course, the 1 planet. Things get a little more complex. I should say, if you have multiple planets, if we have 2 in the same system, it's fairly easy. But if you were to spread multiple colonies early on across the galaxy, things could get a little confusing. I tend to do the crises while having just 1 planet, and then after all the crisis events are done, then I will go wild and get as many planets as I want and kind of spread out, regardless of whether I'm playing modded or not. It doesn't really matter. All right, let both of the fleet bubbles in. Let's see how we do. Yeah, we got both fleets. I see all those capitals stacked up. I think that'll do. I think that's both fleets. Not sure. Well, we'll see. We'll see. They normally only have 1 to 2 capitals per fleet, so I think that's both. Oof. Okay, once again, we don't have enough deployment points to deploy me, the station, and our 2 capitals, so we'll just put the Astral in play. And we'll start off just by throwing out kind of our tankier, low-tech, and midline ships, kind of as sacrifices, essentially. And then we'll slowly work in our actual good high-tech ships. It'll result in more casualties, but that's fine. My number of credits I have hasn't really significantly gone up or down this entire time, so it will be okay. Especially once the planet rolls over to size 6 and we start making like 200k a month just from the planet, we could afford whatever loss of life I wish to throw in order to make missions succeed easily. Oh, I missed that volley. Do as I suggest, not as I do. aim your guns properly. Oh man. I guess I'll just sit here and wait. Again, waiting for some ship or another to get brave and close. We did actually flux out our target enforcer there. Was he gonna actually get brave? Getting kind of brave. It's kind of brave to me. Let's just go ahead and throw a sabot at him and actually land some hits this time. There we go. Back up before we get too flanked here by that little Centurion. Oh, and actually, yeah, he's flamed out and drifting toward me. Perfect. That gets him antimatter blastered and hopefully dead soon. Very durable little guys, Centurions. Great frigates. Ooh, piranha bombs coming my way. Let's just back up and let the station shoot most of that down so that I don't have to take it all on my shields. And we need one more deployment point to deploy even a Tempest. Ooh, something going on the side here. Let's target that Enforcer. We're just going to try and put the Enforcer between us and the Dominator. Or the Dominator could burn in. That works as well. That gets these two ships separated. Throw a sabot and antimatter blasters. Perfect. We lost a ship, so let's just throw that Condor out. Alright, he's done for. Let's try and move before that landmine detonates. Okay, here we go. Shoot him in the engines, flame him out, and just let everyone chip away at him until he dies. That is a very tanky Dominator. But, no, there's the fire support from the Astral. Very nice. Good job, Astral. Helping out. Okay, ooh, Onslaught on the left with nothing on its flank. Looks good to me. We'll block those shots. Sabot out. Or we'll rotate him away from the station so he can't, pressure it. That also works. Just drift behind him. Blasters. Alright, so we've made a hole in his armor, kind of on his back right side here. That's where we need to stay. Our guns deal optimal damage. Just keep shooting at that same spot on the armor if you can. Basic thing that applies to any time you're going to take down a ship with as armor. Oop, engines online, and dead. Good enough. I'm going to drop shields, though. It's like we're losing some armor modules on the station, which is unfortunate. I'm going to cut the waypoints. They don't have a lot on the field. Let's just try and surround them and crush them against the station. There's Falcon down. Just going to go straight into the Legion here. Try and slip past his shields. There is a Dominator there, but he's not turned toward me, so we can probably safely just cruise all the way around here. And I am about to run out of peak performance time, so I'm going to play more aggressively by dropping shields to maintain flux and keep firing occasionally. Oh, they downed some of my antimatter blasters. It's okay. Ooh, don't get overloaded. Alright, gotta back up just a little here. We do have enough deployment points to throw a Tempest onto the field. Enough for me. Alright, close in. Blasters out. Attacking that weak point in the armor. Or rather, the spot where we've already eroded the armor. Ooh, there we go. That's my boy. Good job, Astral. Very good on station defense, just putting that Astral behind the station and letting it hurl missile wave after missile wave from whatever bombers you want to use. Ooh, what's shooting me up there? Oh, the Dominator finally turned around. Shame that. He'll have to die. Charge. Boom, and bump him with the shield, and that should... Oh, nope, Legion died. We can now just stay on the Dominator then. And there we go. Enemy fleet defeated. The only remaining question is, was that both fleets, or was that one particularly chunky fleet? We'll go ahead and auto-resolve their supply ships a little bit, pick up our vanguards, grab the loot, and AI inspection failed. There we go. So I do see that fleet that showed up. Oh, they're engaging my station, but they're not part of... That must just be... No, they sent two fleets. I think that's the second fleet. I think they must have just lost enough that... Oh, they're not fighting the station anymore. Well, what'll it be? They're ducking in, ducking out. I don't know what they want. Okay, now they're fighting the station. Let's go in. We're going to count this as part of the crisis itself and just mop this up real quick using our fancier ships. Could be pretty chill. Not really much different. Maybe slightly bigger than a normal, Hegemony fleet that spawns in system casually, but maybe they'll surprise me. Although, the other thing I noted is that when we cleared the crisis and that notice appeared, it did not say that I could now negotiate. So this definitely counts as the second success out of the 3 required for the Hegemony crisis. So we're gonna need to fight one more, probably larger wave of Hegemony. I think we are going to just queue up our normal defend waypoints. Watching my ships spread out a bit too much and I don't like it. Take this slow and steady. That Mora is isolated enough. Let's go put some damage on him. There we go. Front armor cracked. Flamed out. Oh my god, that's a lot of fighters. Okay, back it up. Plasma jets, back it up, back it up. Yeah, Mora and Mora both providing fighter support to each other. Good plan. Fortunately for them, I'm very fast, and that first Mora is very dead. I guess we'll deal with small ships. Come here, Hound. Yep, I'm just going to chase you and push you toward the station. That should be more than enough to get you in trouble. There you go. Ooh, Dominator up front. Perfect. Cruising in. Oh, watch out for that Grendel. He could do a lot of damage. Okay, defense mode. We're just going to interpose here. Block between until the Grendel's kind of tied up with the station. Ooh, the Atropos is, yeah, have him down nicely. And Grendel, yeah, he's fluxed out, so he can't really phase to escape. Shoot through his side armor at least. Level 6 captain in there, he's pretty tough. He's dodging some of my shots whenever I fire, such as fighting AI-controlled phase ships. Come on, Grendel, get out of here. Ooh, there, that'll do it, that'll do it. Yeah, unphase into that, honk. Let's whirl on that Enforcer for starters, and that's him basically dead. Ooh, Reapers from the Legion. This is my favorite, like, most risky kind of Legion to fight. It's the one that has all of the Reapers attached. If you don't properly circle him, he will just ruin your day. But today is not that day, because we got him. Got his engines locked down. Me and the other ships are pummeling him. And that's going to be the end for him. We'll just throw another Sabo. Ooh, that's the wave. That's the Astral Wave. Very nice. Onslaught targeted, Mora targeted, Condor targeted. Let's end this. Hello, Onslaught. How you doing? Feel like I've killed a lot of you guys today. Just cruise in behind him and do the usual. Alright, he's fried. Condor, no contest. Fried. And Mora, last man standing. But not for long, because everything remaining converges on him. Poor guy. Should have stuck to collecting taxes in the core worlds. Well, that's that done. I will catch you all when the next Colony Crisis triggers, which is going to be Persean League Blockade. Nice. And also note that Tri-Tach is on the list. So Tri-Tach's Crisis only begins appearing once you have enough production of various commodities. And as you can see in the tooltip, I'm producing 5 supplies, 5 heavy machinery, and 5 heavy armaments, which is enough for us to be viewed as competition by Tri-Tach. We'll get to them later. Let's do the Blockade first. So I'll let you know when they're headed our way. And so if you can't beat the Blockade, there's a few things I guess I'll cover. The Blockade stays for a year and then leaves. So if you can't beat them, just wander away, come back, try again, roll for a different crisis event from the remainder on the list. Or you can go to Kazaron and you can join the League, which will remove the crisis from the pool until you leave the League later, if you so choose. But I think they take 10 or 20% of your total colony income, which can suck. But you can also avert the crisis and delay it by tactically bombarding Kazaron. Dumping fuel on them is an option. But for our purposes here, we want to defeat the crisis and have it gone forever instead of delaying or averting it. So I'm going to fight the Blockade fleets. So I'll see you when we get the arrival notice and have a schedule for when they'll be here. Until then, I'll be sitting here. I should probably withdraw some more supplies from my colony stockpiles. Alright, and I just saw the notice fly by. Yep, there we are. Persean League Blockade occurring in about 75 days, causing an accessibility penalty, which, yeah, that's what hurts your income. Blockading forces are actively hostile, because we're hostile to the Persean League right now. If you were friendly with them, you know, the faction meter, they would not be actively hostile, and you could still go in and out. But that's not the case in my run, because I have not been very kind to any faction that is not Tri-Tach. So, blockading forces are projected to be very strong. 15 fleets, there it is. Defending fleets are outmatched? Of course they are. So, blockading forces are led by a Grand Armada and a pair of supply fleets, supported by a pair of supply fleets. That's your hint. If you can assassinate the Grand Armada, or knock out the pair of poorly defended supply fleets from the bubbles of all the other fleets running around, the blockade ends. We personally won't be doing that, because I'm just going to defend my station against however many of these fleets come at me, and see if I can do it. That's my normal plan. Sometimes the Grand Armada is part of that fight, other times I'm just fighting fleet bubbles 1 to 5 at a time. I will see you all in about 75 days. And flash! 5 days remain until they arrive. And I see down there, Editor Duckie, I need you to zoom in the bottom right and show all those little yellow sensor blips that are violently expanding. Oh god, I can see all the sensors on top of my ship as well. Okay, so oh lordy, they coming. That's, I'm gonna save the game right here, because this is not how I recommend Well, I mean, this is how I recommend doing this if you can, but if you fail, this will hurt. That's what I'll say. But I intend, if possible, to not fail. So I note, among all these detachments, none of them are the Grand Armada, and none of them are a fuel fleet, which is good, because that means we're not fighting ships with S-mods and really strong captains, but we are fighting all of that. Let's go. 137% difficulty. Don't worry about it. Deploy ourselves, deploy the Astral to the back, deploy the Vanguards and the other throwaway frigates, throw out the Enforcers, a Grendel, the Condor. It can all go out under the bus. I don't know. Again, this is where things get uncertain. You should probably consider assassinating the supply fleets, or bringing even more capital ships to the fight than I did, or bringing the Ziggurat. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. That thing, I actually didn't expect like 7 fleets to rush me immediately. I figured we'd be dealing with like 2 or 3 at a time, like every other Crisis event, even the ones that say they were sending 5 or 6 fleets so far. But no, we have gotten some RNG here. And that RNG means the Persean League is playing for blood. This is one of the harder Crisis fights you can possibly get. Alright, flamed out that Vigilance, good enough for me. Let's just jet backward. My safety overridden main ship here is not really the best for this matchup, because my normal strategy for fighting the Persean League involves baiting out the majority of their missiles or engaging them. Because as long as they have missiles, they can out-DPS you, they can flank you with the tiny annoying green missiles, the little DEMs, and they can burst you really strongly with Dragonfires. So it's just a problem. Here, they throw out a bunch of Dragonfires, I just back up. I don't want those. I don't want those at all. Just say no, just retreat. Let the station's point defense help you. Oh no, I gambled and went forward and I got Dragonfired. How predictable. But yeah, killing like the Griffins is important because they have missile autoforge. They will just make more missiles, which really sucks. And it's just, it might be rough. Let's go help finish that Hammerhead. Push him into the station. Push him into his doom. Okay, and that is a Strike Fit Pegasus, which is not our friend. But let's rush for this champion, because it's the most exposed and on the edge of the enemies. Okay, Condor down, Enforcer down, that's fine. We have now an opportunity. We'll go ahead and deploy some of our good ships, now that we've eaten some of the initial wave, at least from these first few ships. So that's the thing, is that although we're doing relatively good here, we do have a lot of enemies to chew through. Come on, burst him down. Good. And back up. Station, are you okay? Station is okay, mainly because they deployed probably more Pegasuses at once than they should have. 3 is a bit much. Strains the amount of ships they could deploy in total. I'm just gonna bump him out of the way a little like that, lux him out, and do the same with this champion, preferably by shooting it in the engines. Yeah, there we go. Flame out, give him a little tap, boop. And then use plasma jets to back up and deal with our flux. Okay, forward. I will take that 1 Dragonfire on the nose. Oop, or to a shot down. That works for me. Alright, sticking to the Pegasus we were attacking earlier. And this time we're going to get behind him. The nice thing about fighting Pegasi is they have the front locked shields. You get behind them, you can do a lot of easy damage, and also conveniently shut down their engines and make them sad. Just something to remember. Okay, we have 8 deployment points. I'm going to throw a Tempest out. Ooh, missiles from behind. I mean, we're already about to run out of peak performance, so it's kind of fine if this ship goes down, but I'd like to get value out of it, as much value as I can. That's our real target, Pegasus there. The debris of the other Pegasus is kind of in the way, but we're going to use that as cover. Drop shields for a second. Ouch. Should have done it. Should have dropped shields. Didn't realize there was a Sunder there. That kind of sucks. But we can punish him. Sunders are very frail. Easy to knock down if you just shoot him a few times with something bursty. Good job, little Centurion, shooting that missile down. Alright, cruise back in. Go for whatever we can. Good. Yeah, looks like we're holding. Finish him. Just gonna drift over to that Brawler and crushed. Very good. Okay, now I don't like that this Pegasus doesn't have any flux built up. He has lots of reinforcements coming in behind him, so I'm not going to try and drift behind him. We're just going to sit here, blast him in the side, and force him to back up, or die, or just die. I'll take that. Oh, big explosion, very bright. Okay, we've lost a module on the station, which is bad. But yeah, we may also be hitting some minor FPS drops due to number of missiles and fighters being fielded here. This is one of the numerically largest fights I normally get into in a run. My computer is not exactly beef PC. Alright, that's them down. Oh man. Okay. go in on that Griffin. Now, the other thing is that CR per deployment-wise, I could retreat this Aurora. I'm not sure if we're going to need a second engagement, though. I'm going to try and count on the idea that we won't. We'll just fight it out, I guess. Ooh, lots of fighters, lots of fighters. Back it up, back it up. Oh, can't back up. There's a station there. So that's a problem. Oh, no. Oh, no, that monitor blew up next to me and did a ton of damage. Okay, we're down. That's okay. It's time. Let's deploy Grendel and a Medusa. I'm just going to hop in this other Grendel for a minute because it's close to the fight, which means we can use it until our preferred ship has arrived. So we're just going to take this Grendel up toward the enemy. Let me see, what's our cannon range? Okay, good. Open fire. Open fire. Drive that Heron back. Yes, perfect. And then, once he's driven back, we are just going to phase. Take this moment to deploy another Medusa. Change targets. Pop out. Ammo feeder. Good. Ooh, see the Dragonfire line right there? Gotta watch out for those. We're just gonna keep backing up a little. Rotate, rotate, rotate. We'll let our cannons tear into that Hammerhead. Ooh, there's friendship. Okay, we're just gonna phase and not get hit then. My ship is not quite yet where I want it to be. We are going to take the risk and just active vent. Rotate to distribute damage on armor. Oh, champion, you bastard. He's got a high intensity laser, which is kind of a hard counter to me, but can't stop fighting, you know? Ooh, we can flux him out really easily. I like that. Okay, my preferred and actual Grendel is arrived on the field. Let's go over and hop in him, hopefully before we throw out all of our missiles. Oh no, what are you doing, Grendel? No, 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 no. Phase, phase, phase. Phase. Nope. Oh, man. What a situation for him to be in. Okay. Vent and back up and rotate to take more hits on armor. Okay, we still have some missiles at least. But yeah, this is becoming a problem. Checking the fleet. Definitely a bit of a problem. Okay, duck under Dragonfire. Throw hammers down lane at that overloaded Conquest. Dodge another Dragonfire accidentally. And then ammo feeder and fire. Ooh, that's actually even better. Okay, get him, Astral. Crushed. I think we're going to use our right-hand side armor and active vent. It's going to hurt. And then we're going to, get back into phase. Pop out of phase. Ammo feeder online. Land some hits. What's he doing with his shield? He's not rotating it properly. Okay, he dodged all the hammers, so no dice there. Alright, we go into phase. We wait for ammo feeder to come online. I'm kind of hoping to see the Astral firing, but not the case. Like, he's firing squalls, which is good. Oh, I heard a Dragonfire cook off. Where is it? See it there? Just kind of got to watch for those. I'm going to hold fire. Holding fire so my weapons don't generate flux, basically, and then remove hold fire. So to hold fire, I have it set to the X hotkey. I'm pretty sure that's default. Kind of a little trick you could use. Yeah, hold fire is X by default for me. Because if you're not firing, you're just not building gun flux, and so very rarely I'll feel like I need to use that, and I'll dodge generating some flux so that I can, have the additional flux capacity for my shields, or make sure that I can activate Phase Cloak in order to dodge a missile or something. I heard a Dragonfire cook off. There's the line. Phase under. Losing ships. Don't like it. Okay, pop back out. Chase him. Ooh, he is gonna go down. Go, 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 go. Yes. Yes, my Astral. Very good. That thing, man. Okay. We're gonna make our way over to the right-hand side and mainly protect the Astral. I don't know how the station is doing. Ooh, the station still has most of its modules. That's actually way better than I thought. This Grendel's almost out of CR, so I'm just gonna retreat him. I kind of figured he would die before, but we might as well save a little bit on repair costs. Okay, let's go protect our station from the vile incursions of the Persean League. Ooh, I see a Dragonfire. I don't like that. Just phase under. Ooh, the Dragonfire go off. I want to help, but I mistimed my... I could have attacked that chat. I've been a bit more battlefield aware. I could have attacked that champion, fluxed him out in time for the Astral to unload on him. Okay, champion's venting. We're gonna vent. I don't care. Rotate and deal with that Wayfarer. Get him out of here. Okay, I think we're not doing okay. We're doing surrounded, which is not ideal. But the bombers are coming in again. I don't think the bombers are coming for the champion this time, which is awkward. That wasn't planned. That's not in the cards. Phase. Oh yeah, our weapons are fine. Keep firing. Keep firing. Oh, damage. Shoot him down. Astral reports readiness ending soon. Okay, that's more of a problem. Still have an Eradicator and Grendel and stuff that I can drive, but our objective now is to retreat the Astral. put an escort order on him, break those points, pull our Medusas out of the combat. Unfortunately, we're going to have to do multiple engagements, I think. I'm going to try and do as much damage as I can to this champion, though. I don't think the Grendel's going to get out of this, so step up to him, keep shooting. Keep shooting. What I'd like to do is just hug him and give him the old Grendel bomb. Go on, kill me. I dare you. Ooh, we might actually be able to shoot him down. Okay, we got him. We have 99 hull remaining. I don't know if we can get out of here alive. I'm just going to put the Grendel on retreat. I don't really feel like managing it. He's probably going to die to fighters, honestly. There's a lot of fighters. Oh, we had phase anchor. We're fine. Nice. Yeah, and any single ship that tries to catch the Astral on the retreat is going to get nuked. My hope is the station will be still up and we'll be able to do another engagement. We'll see if that holds true. I did save, so I can try again. Astral retreated, okay, and before anything bad happens, hit full retreat. That should bring us out. Okay, yeah, station intact, and now we can see how much damage I've done. Oh, okay, we're nearly done here. That's really good. That's better than I thought. I thought they had more, which is why I was acting cautiously and retreating. So we're going to join the engagement. We're going to finish off this. What ship did it put me in? Oh, dang it. Where am I? Actually don't see me in a ship, which is unusual. That's okay. We're going to redeploy the Astral. We're kind of going on the offensive. We're going to deploy the old slot, take a fresh Grendel for me, deploy some of my other ships that haven't seen combat yet. Yeah, it's not got me in a ship, I think. So we'll hop in the other Grendel. It's still the Persean League. They still have fresh ships, so we are going to use our defend orders as per normal. We're just not going to put the Astral behind the station. We'll let it play a bit more aggressively this time and see how we do. Weird to be in a ship at the start of combat that doesn't have just like 3 minutes of uptime. I can actually afford to be patient. So let's stick with old Grandpa Onslaught Mark 1 here and see how we do. Our goal was basically to prevent him from being flanked. So if we see anything on the side here, like these vigilances, our job is to interpose and tear them apart, just like so. And just kind of going in order from smallest to largest here. I do see the other larger ships, but one thing at a time. Oh, that's kind of a waste for the Astral's barrage, that Wayfarer, but so be it. And now we assist the Onslaught with his targets. There we go. That's a good number of ships. Oh, see, this is why you escort your Onslaughts, including escorting them personally sometimes, is stuff like this. Can't be having any sneaky Persean leaguers coming up behind him. Nope. And that actually basically resolves most of their fleet, so we're going to go ahead, cut points, and go for the engage on that Pegasus. So I think that's actually all they have left. They may have a few more ships coming down, but oh yeah, I see your Dragonfire. I have friends on the way. Like, you can't stop me. Astral, get in the fight. Get in the fight. You have Gravitrons on you, I think. Once again, I've turned on hold fire just for a second there. I'm out of burst, waiting for allies, just kind of hanging out. Okay, open fire. Pop out, ammo feeder, turn off, hold fire, let our ship shoot. Ooh, there we go. That's fire from the Onslaught. Very good. That's going to do it. He is going to do the killing blow, and that's fine. We'll just active it and back up. Okay. Yeah, we're basically done here. Ah, good stuff. Okay, so touch and go. Didn't realize we had killed that many ships. It was actually going better than I thought it was. I was getting kind of worried there, but yeah, it is doable. But maybe instead of just bringing the old slot, the Onslaught Mark 1, you might want to bring maybe some more cruisers, or even the Ziggurat if you have access to it, just by the time that you do the Persean League blockade yourself. Because if you get this situation, it's rough. That had me slightly sweating. So form salvage up and leave, recover my ships. Delicious, delicious ships. They did well. Pick up the loot, and immediately, because we're not done here, click on the station, hit repair, drop off all the loot, because there's gonna be more loot. There's always more loot. Tons of Persean League weapons for later to play with. The other thing is that when you do the crises like this, you kind of end up with an instant armory. I've only really been collecting weapons, but you could be collecting ships from every type, and you could come out of this with a lot of options. And there's more a-coming. Persean League Patrol. Okay, something's on the station right now, so let's just click on that. Auto-resolve that with a few ships. It's fine. Wait for the big fleets. Wait for some more big fleets. Okay, good enough. It's like 3. So this is less than what we just did, but yeah, 63% difficulty. But it's still It's a lot. Okay, vanguards first, enforcers, frigates, okay. As per usual, defend orders, 2,000 units out to the side, and Astral right behind the station for fighter support. If you're not playing high-tech, just any carrier you have, you can just put back here. If you have a bunch of Condors or smaller carriers, maybe make a line of them with a number of waypoint orders, and it'll work out about the same. Just make sure that they're close enough that their fighter engagement range will work. This position works because we have 4,000 range, which lets us go up to about the top edge of the screen there. Alright, let's get into the fight. Oh yeah, our station is missing some bits and bobs, but that's okay. We probably got this. Alright, how you doing, Eagle? Not so good, huh? Get shot. Boop. Stick to him. Blasters. And he's basically done. Yeah, I find the conquests when playing defense are much less scary than the Pegasuses. Alright, throw out another ship. Alright, and let's back up before we get overloaded. Oh, no, we lost a main module. Oh, man. Get out of here, bad guys. Okay, changing targets. We want that conquest. That thing I just said about conquests not being threatening, maybe I was wrong. Maybe when they're allowed to pummel your station uncontested, bad stuff happens. Alright, get out of here. Get blasted. I'll just interpose between him, station. Oh, no. Bad strike, Pegasus. Stop that. Just gonna block some of these dragon fires that are firing. Oh, I'm gonna get overloaded. Nope. Drop the shield. Back up. Run. So yeah, still kind of touch and go. Get that Condor on the field. A worthy sacrifice. Yeah, that's just a lot. A lot of capitals they've thrown at the wall here. Back up, you punks. Can't have my colony individually here doing pretty good, but I'm still somewhat worried about the state of the station. It's taken some hits, and we're not quite bursty enough on this build to just nuke capital ships. Back over to the Pegasus. Take me in. There we go. Oh, we got him. My burst combined with the Astral's burst is enough. I feel a bit better about the situation with 2 capital ships dying back to back. Alright, and there, another beautiful wave from the Trident bombers. Hell yeah. That's probably him dead. Yup. Hello, Sunder. Remember what I said about Sunders being frail? Kaboom! Alright, back it up. Taking hits. Taking pressure. Okay, I don't see any capital ships among the enemy. That's good. Means the hard part may be over. Alright, Hammerhead, you're next. Good stuff. Let's just use Falcon Corps for cover from missiles for a second. We'll just bump it forward, use it again as cover as we close in on the next Hammerhead. Get crunched. Alright. Yeah, wave after wave of cruisers headed our way. Can do. Just push him away from his fleet. Let him die. Oh, another Sunder. Good thing I noticed him, otherwise we would have been high-intensity lasered in the side again, and that would hurt. Oh, we're gonna take a landmine hit. Ow! Landmine. Betrayal. Just random ships behind us shooting, but I see a Griffin that I can go and destroy. Deploy another one of my ships. Hello, Griffin. Get out of here. Nice. My ship is also definitely losing CR, so we can only fight for so long anyway. Try and use as much ammo as I can. Back it up. Okay, and dive back in. Oh, we only got 2 modules left on the station. It's doing an admirable job distracting, though. Take down what we can. Ooh, point blank Griffin. What are you doing? What are you doing, buddy? So many beams on me, man. Okay, we need to back up. But yeah, the station is not killing targets so much anymore. I think... Ooh. Okay, we're good. Oh, ouch, landmine. We're not good. Dang it. I'm flamed out. I think at this point we're going to yield the station and go set up our line back here on the back. Just bring everyone back. When the station goes down, I'll deploy the Paragon, and that will have to serve as a pseudo station out. Anubis, why? Okay, Tempest running out of readiness. I do kind of care about at least my high-tech ship's combat readiness at this stage, because we may have to do another engage or a rolling retreat or something. On that note, I will actually take this opportunity while the station is defending us valiantly to retreat my Aurora and deploy some other ship to drive. So get my Grendel onto the field, and Star Fortress disabled, so we can go ahead and deploy the Paragon in a stack of Medusas and an Enforcer. That'll be fine. So the Paragon, we're going to lock a little bit ahead of the Astral, and it's going to function as our new primary anchor that the Astral will fire around from. And we're gonna now fight this like a fleet battle. I don't know how many ships and stuff the enemy has left. I think they've run out of capital ships, so we're in a good situation, probably. But let's play cautiously. Got a lot of peak performance time on the Grendel that we can use. Yes, this is the demonic Paragon. Should do a good job. Oh yeah, and remember when I said I did this all in one day? Well, I didn't realize or remember how long some of these would take, so more like 2 days and like a 6 to 8 hour total time between all of the breaks and all of the side fights that you're not seeing that were just against random fleets and stuff. Get out of here, Sunder. But yeah, looks like we're just fighting hellish frigate ball. I'm actually gonna tuck in those defend orders a bit. I just realized that our left and right flanks were actually outside of range of the Astral supporting them, so let's try and curve that in before this happens. Yeah, and we lose a ship. Exactly. Tuck the Astral in a little, or the Paragon in a little closer as well. There's not too much there. Well, there's nothing. There's nothing one-on-one that can threaten it in this enemy lineup because there's no Pegasus, but just cautiously. The thing here is that we should outlast most of their ships, both in terms of hull and in terms of peak performance time. We'll see, though. But yeah, this is definitely the why you should bring the full 30 ships kind of lesson. You may need them, all of them. We're pretty short range, so there's not much to do unless the enemy charges. And if we play this minigame where they just let us pick them off one by one at extreme range, then that works for me. But I think they have too many ships on the field. They're not going to give up mechanically right now. Not until they lose a few more. That's fine by me. I think I might go down and try and deal with that eagle. Let's just rotate, duck under our friendly Astral, about like so. Just because that eagle is the next biggest thing they have, and it seems to be trying to directly flank. Okay, Wayfarer, you started this. Get out of here. Okay, cautiously. Again, the Persean League is really good if you come to them. Like, they have a very good amount of burst and missiles and, like, get away from me kind of feels to their ships. So now we've been driven all the way back by missiles. So the Grendel just doesn't have a shield. Okay, Astral is going to start losing peak performance, but I see there that Vigilance is at lower than half CR and that kind of thing, so can they outlast us? Probably not. Honestly, I'm just going to sit on autopilot for a while. There's not much in the way of cool, fun plays to be done here. It's just the slow grind of attrition as enemy ships occasionally get bombered down by the Astral or totally nuked by the Paragon at a distance. Yeah, like that. Even through the fortress shield on the monitor. Get zapped. No, they're attempting death by 1,000 cuts. Honestly, I think maybe, I wonder. We're just going to cut the points and see what our ships do if we let them act aggressively. I think we might actually be able to just spread out and rush down, silly as that may sound. Let's put escorts on our large ships, though, just to have them. But I think the enemy doesn't have enough missiles, enough pressure to reasonably kill the Paragon. This is kind of a painful, grindy end, but so be it. Might try and retreat the Astral just to conserve CR. We can retreat him and then deploy the old slot, who will definitely solve this problem, honestly. Yeah, we don't need the escort orders. The enemy is being so cautious. It'll be fine. Well, maybe still an escort order on the Astral as it leaves. Oh yeah, there we go. Enemy fleet defeated. Okay, I was kind of waiting for it. They're done. Oh, they retreated, but they want to engage again. Okay, we can have a field engagement. Sure, bring it on. I still have my Aurora, Medusa, Tempest. All my stuff is up and functional still. Let's go then. Oh, and we have one poor little allied drone tender. Honestly, did they only deploy the 4 ships? If so, this is going to be overkill. Like, huh? What are they doing? Full assault button. Go get them, my boys. All those ships are injured except that one Vigilance. Yeah, we're just gonna... I'm on autopilot right now. Ship is just gonna cruise forward and take heads. Okay. Or it's gonna go forward and die. That's also an option. Okay, put your safety override at Aurora on full assault. Expect to lose it. That's what I just learned. New plan, deploy some Grendels. Let's hop in an Eradicator. I still think we're gonna be fine. Because this is just the same ships we were just fighting, and we still have the Paragon. What are they gonna do? And even if they somehow scum out the Paragon's peak performance time, we still have the old slot. I don't see how they win this. Yeah, get out of here. I'm gonna eradicate ya. And I eradicate ya. There we go. I'm like, hello, Eagle. It's a lot of pressure you're doing. See, again, they have very good pressure. You just get caught from the side by them. Okay, hide behind the corpse of my old Aurora, active vent, and re-engage. Chase, chase, chase. Yeah, we have good pressure too. Get out of here. Enemy fleet defeated again. Okay, I'll take it. Claim victory. Salvage op. Recover my ships. Victory. Not without cost. It was not clean at all, but it is a victory. Okay, immediately click on my station to hit repair. And remember, we don't have the station now, which makes any next battle we do kind of scary. Oh man, that was long. That was 40 minutes. 40 minutes of defense, and the Persean League is still here, still operating. So for insurance's sake, since we don't have the station, Hegemony fleets, I'm actually going to take a trip back down to Corvus. We're going to go to the abandoned terraforming platform and grab the ziggurat. If you somehow gotten to this stage of doing colonies and you haven't finished the in-game story, you might want to go do that. Because if you have a problem that you're not sure you can solve, once you figure out how to drive the ziggurat, that's kind of the answer. It can solve many problems, especially when backed up by a fleet like ours. Let's go in here. Hegemony probably hates me. Yeah, they do. Vengeful. Go in here, go to storage, pull out the ziggurat. Got a lot of stuff in storage, but ditch one of the eradicators. Put this guy up here. And we have a few different fits. Honestly, the default experimental fit will do you just fine if you don't have Omega weapons, but I do have Omega weapons, so I am just going to use this build, which I believe, if it's not on the channel yet, I should have a guide on the ziggurat coming out soon. So keep an eye peeled for that. Don't really have any supplies and fuel here, but we'll grab crew. Do I want to bring any other ships? I think we'll be fine. I think I'll drop off my Grendel that I've been using. Don't really need that. Go ahead and grab my other S-modded Medusas, since we're playing for keeps right now. Oh man, this whole time, my Astral didn't even have an officer in it. It was just default waves of fighters. Okay. So, grab the fuel, grab the supplies from Asharu, and let's go back home for vengeance. Now we could actually kind of scum this out. We could wait 72 days for our Star Fortress to come back online, but I kind of just want this to be over, is why we're here now with the Zig. We killed, what, 7 plus 4 fleet bubbles? 3 fleet bubbles? They probably got like 5 left, so that's just where we're at now. Oh hey, there's one of the supply fleets. Yeah, you better run. There's the Grand Armada. I think that is a fitting target to engage. Let us engage the Grand Armada while they're alone. Hi, friends. Oh, only 10% difficulty? You have no idea what we just went through. Come here. Let's talk about that difficulty percent. Let me show you some horror from beyond space and time. So, Paragon holds the center of the map. Medusae and Tempests hold points. And we wade in all of our manta ray-shaped, horrifying glory. Heavy Needlers for shield pressure, Typhoon Reapers, and Small Reaper pods for burst damage and armor cracking, Tachyon Lance to puncture through shields when our opponents are at high flux, and lastly, the Rift Cascade Emitter, the terrifying Omega weapon, which also explodes and makes tiny little other explosions that also do hard flux. Whenever we have deployment points, we're just going to deploy more ships. It doesn't matter what they are. They are just here to distract the enemy while we do dark work as the ziggurat. By activating our special ability, we can move these motes around, which deal EMP damage and can be given orders even when we are in phase space. They also act as passive point defense, attacking fighters and missiles, so that's really handy. Jump. But I don't want to run face first into a conquest. We did just talk about how dangerous the Persean League can be if you just run in at them. And we watched the Aurora on autopilot earlier get itself into major trouble. So let's do this right. Send the motes toward the conquest to disable it, and then hit it with the Rift Cascade Emitter and Tachyon Lance. Go into phase to reload weapons faster, and then do it again. Go in phase to reload weapons faster, and then do it again. And then throw all the Reapers at it for vengeance, and watch it explode. There we go. And remember, you too can get your own ziggurat by following the in-game story. And you can do this exact same horrifying thing. Just remember, fire the main guns, go into phase to reload them, pop back out, fire the main guns. That's really all you need to know. Everything else is a bit nuanced and will come with time, especially controlling your motes, but you'll get there. And it will only make you more effective than you already are. Alright, Dragonfires, no problem. Send the motes at them. Deploy another ship. Burst down that Heron. There we go. Moats will just kill Dragonfires generally. Oh, he's going to throw another Dragonfire wave. Let's just throw the moats at his ship directly, shall we? There, that disables most of his weaponry. We'll just sit in phase while the Dragonfires fire, while our moats reload and begin chasing them down. Fine by me. Okay, Dragonfires are done Dragonfiring. We pop out, throw all the missiles down lane. Some of them are going to get through. Yeah, I landed a couple. And keep pressuring. Pop back out, more Reapers, more Tac Lance, more beta. Oh no, a Dragonfire. Oh, one moat. Two moat, it's gone. Alright, he's fried. Let's go for that champion. Throw out the moats to disable him. Good enough, and once he's disabled, don't let the moats all hit him. Just tell them to go somewhere else so you conserve them for later, in case you need to hit him again. Throw all the Reapers down lane. Yeah, his engines and guns repaired, so just throw the moats at him again, and move them to a secondary target for more value. Move them back to him. His engines came back online, we can't have that. Reapers, beams, death. Alright, poor little Drover is in the wrong place today. He's dead. Oh, another Pegasus. Okay. Yeah, they have more ships they're deploying. Okay. There's our Paragon. That's good to know. We have an ally there. Let's throw some moats at that Conquest. Help our fellow out over there. Actually, I'd like to shoot same target if I can. Just try and get over there. I see the Dragonfires too, though. We need to be mindful and let those fire first. There we go. And then shoot. Stop that Pegasus. Get hit by moats. I am trying to end this. And unfortunately, my opponents are trying to not let me end this. Okay, we got them. Deploy moats as smokescreen against the massive, I actually really like flying a Pegasus and playing just the Dragonfire build. It is hilarious when it works, which is often in player hands once you get used to it. Just not against this. If you ever play modded Starsector and think that mod nonsense is scary, remember that the Ziggurat does exist. Alright, I'm going to untether the Paragon from that waypoint so that he can actually get in the fight. And we're just going to kind of keep this one Pegasus tied up. We are starting to outnumber the enemy, so this is almost over. Almost over, but not entirely over. Alright, throw Reapers down lane. Nice, right on the nose, get wrecked. Moats to other Pegasus, let's finish this one. Okay, he's gone. And other Pegasus. I'm also just going to put the team on full assault. Again, I am ready. I require coffee. And after this, we still have the Hegemony to deal with, which for you will be instant, as I do intend to heavily edit this. But for me, it will be Tuesday. I mean tomorrow. Okay, enemy fleet defeated. There. Claim victory. What do they got left? Barely anything. Let them go. Consider recovery. Grab our ships. Persean League Blockade defeated. Did we play fair? Not at all. Did they play fair? Also not at all. Okay, get repaired. Take our other bits of reward loot here. Anyway, that is the Persean League Crisis done, and what we get for that is a bonus called Established Polity, which gives us 10% accessibility, which feeds back into our colony income. So now we're making 150k a month, we're on our way to size 6, and the only thing left in the crisis list should be, oh yes, I forgot, Tri-Tach. I also have Tri-Tach to deal with. So, Hegemony and Tri-Tach, let's see which one we get before I go take a break. Hegemony again. Alright, so, in a flash, I will see you for the next bit of the Hegemony Crisis. I will not subject you to taking a break with me. Anyway, flash! Alright, ladies and gentlemen, there it is. 65 days until the Hegemony arrives. 6 fleets. If I recall the events of IRL yesterday correctly, this should be the last Hegemony inspection wave, pretty sure, before we can go negotiate. And we have just Tri-Tach to do after that, which will be probably relatively pretty chill. I will get back to you in 60 days when the Hegemony arrives, and in the meantime I will be busy defending my orbital station. It's about to repair in 10, 20 days, so I need to keep it online, because we're definitely going to need it for those 6 fleets. They are here, or will be soon. 3 days, defenders will resist. I'm once again back in the Aurora. I'm keeping the Ziggurat in my back pocket, though. Just, oh man, by the end of fighting all of the Persean League, I was somewhat tired. Hegemony inspection arrived. As always, we hold the line by our planet and wait for them to come to us. They gotta come to me before they can take our course. Okay, there's one fleet. Honestly, I'll take it. After the horrors of the many fleet bubble experience earlier, I'll take a single fleet fight. That's fine. Alright, ships deployed. We will once again be using Astral in the back there, and everyone else on the sides. And given the distribution, I think I will go to the left. The thing about these fights with the Hegemony is I kind of like how it goes, because they don't really do anything other than what you've seen before. It's just the game throws more at you. You've successfully fought one fleet, well here's a bigger fleet, now here's multiple fleets. It's a pretty straightforward sort of scaling. Good job, team, tickling that Enforcer till its engines shut off. Just kind of hanging back, waiting for one ship or another to engage. I'm tempted to run at that Enforcer, but let's hold for a second. Ooh, there though, there's some overcommitted ships by the station. Hey, get out of here, Wolf. Get out of here. Those I will take. Volley and overload, very nice. Yeah, they're coming in. Okay, slide up and crack that Centurion. Rotate, pressure that Enforcer. Very cautiously back up and let our ships work. Let's also deploy another ship. Our allied little yellow NPC ships are dying, so we're getting points. And we're gonna flank that onslaught. That's what I think the plan is. Oh, sorry, little Cerberus. Gotta go. Gotta make that onslaught turn. He's not pointing at the station, at least. Okay, drift by. Throw the Sabo. The Sabo failed. Oh, that's awkward shield problem, that Enforcer there, so we need to stay kind of at an angle. And, oh, back up, Reaper. Okay. A little too brave, perhaps, but that's okay. Let's deal with his escort, this little Enforcer, since he's made himself a problem. Yeah, we've definitely got that onslaught pointed away from the station, which was the goal. Alright, throw a Sabo, get in there, hit the same spot as before. Nice, there's the flame out, perfect, and most of his guns disabled, so we will drop the shield. Self-manage flux, so let's get another volley without backing off. Stick to him, just throw another Sabo, I'm gonna burn it all. I know we're only fighting the one fleet bubble right now, so we can afford to just spend resources. Let's get out, dang it, I got hit by my own landmine again. That seems to really be one of the most dangerous things, getting hit by your own landmines. Perhaps one downside to bringing the highest possible tier orbital station onto Crises. Okay, Legion is next. He does not have any terribly bursty missiles. He has some Sabos, but no Reapers or anything that would be truly terrifying to manage. Stick to him. Alright, and he's basically dead. Back up and let the Medusas work. Perfect. Alright, and we're in the cleanup step here. Just a Dominator and a Legion left. Good job, team. And by just a Dominator and a Legion, I mean just a Legion. Ooh, he has the Typhoon Reapers. Okay, his weapons are all downed. Oh, he has chosen a poor time to rotate. He took all of those Trident Bombers to the back. Okay, he's downed. So recover our Vanguards. They did very well. Recover our loot. Go ahead and immediately repair at the station here. Make sure I have a few thousand supplies. I haven't been paying attention. We were down to 800. That's no good. That's what I get for watching YouTube, waiting for the next fleet to show up. Let's just auto-resolve these guys. The supply fleet. And there we go. That's going to be a double Hegemony fleet. Let's get them. The plan, as always, remains the same. Astral behind, 2 defend orders. I've kind of hesitated on making the Colony Crisis guide for a long time now, because to me, it feels like I'm just doing the same thing over and over. And other than Persean League Crisis, and sometimes the Hegemony and the Tri-Tach Crises, usually nothing goes terribly wrong or gets terribly challenging. But I guess it really does depend on how familiar you are with the game in general, how this is going to feel. Which leaves me wondering if what I have made here is even going to be something people can follow. Like, if I couldn't pilot a ship, this would be impossible. I would need a different guide where the player in charge only played fleet command, you know? They just gave orders to ships like this and then designed specific ships maybe to counter each faction and fight them off and all of that. This has been, even in just recording, a pretty large chunk of work to try and arrange my thoughts, but if you'd like to see a fleet command version of the Colony Crisis stuff, I guess let me know. That can be the next big project. Amid some smaller projects, maybe we can do a AI piloted ships only, no player piloting kind of Colony Crisis playthrough or walkthrough. Because I know not everyone plays like me. Oh, that's a lot of Reapers. Let's see if we can just not take those on shields. Perfect. Okay, it's just a lot of capital ships. Nothing we can't probably handle. Alright, you. Oh, okay, yep, there's the Reaper pressure. See how those Reapers plus his fighters almost overloaded me? By the time I deal with Flux, his Typhoon Reapers are basically going to be reloaded. It's definitely a bit of a problem. Oh, go, my Astral. Oh no, my station. That I don't like. We might be in trouble. So I didn't realize when I started that we were missing a station module and some armor plates. We just may not have enough raw DPS to take down all of these low-tech capitals before they deal irreparable damage. We've already lost one of the side modules on the station. I perhaps should have deployed the Persean to actually soak damage rather than just the Astral to deal good damage. Wasn't really thinking it through. Alright, there we go. That's another Legion. Come on, finish him, finish him. Almost down. Yes, excellent. Even made sure to leave my shield up and block my own landmine there. Oh, Reaper. Oh, it bounced. Hey. Okay, that's 2 modules gone, which means it's time once more to implement the strategy of retreat. Fighting retreat. So, pull everyone back, get the Astral back to middle center, get waypoints for defend around it to about 2,000 units, and prepare for that eventuality. The fight is not over until we are entirely defeated, or until they're entirely defeated. But the station is definitely, I think, lost at this point. I don't want to risk hooking all the way around him as he has allies closing, but we can flame him out. Oh, ouch. Gauss cannon. Trying to shield flicker to block them, but they're kind of like fastballs. Okay, let's get in there. I'm gonna risk going around behind his shield. Yeah, taking fire from Grendel, back it up. But I only have 4 seconds left before this little guy is out of peak performance time, and our ship, oh, that looks like an opportunity, that onslaught. I gotta go over there. Can't be everywhere though, and I know we've just given up a Legion kill. Something some people have mentioned is like, Duckie, you retarget sometimes before you've slain your enemy. What are you doing? It's like, I sometimes don't know. I just chase opportunities as I see them, and I think this will be less risk than dealing with that Legion. Look at how many ships they have on the left, for example. Okay, Star Fortress disabled, which means we get to deploy our Persean, and I'm going to throw out other small throwaway ships like the Sindrian. Okay, and lock the Persean forward ahead of the Astral, and we're in it now. Okay, I do want to get another volley in on this onslaught while he's flamed out, if I can. Good hit. Oh, ouch. Okay, we lost some engine power there. One of our engines shut off. That's okay. We have our shield. We have a very good shield. On. Oh, now we're entirely flamed out. Okay. Engines online. Disabling Strafe Lock for a moment so I can manage the shield behind me while burning away from our foes. Vanguard disabled. Deploy a Medusa. Yeah, this might be rough. So the Legion and the Onslaught that I got down to like one third hull are probably going to retreat. That is going to, they're going to count as defeated for one, but that's also going to buy us some time, which is good. Okay, good. Persean is in position. We can just zip over to whatever he's shooting at. Ooh, carefully. Maybe not. Play support. Never mind. Let's watch the flanks. Let's go for that Enforcer. Again, our CR is dropping. Where are you going, Enforcer? Get back here. Oh, that screwed up my momentum entirely. No. Okay, we're flamed out. It's not the end. I don't mind being the distraction, the line breaker here. Engines online. Drift to the side. Drop the shield, and since our ally has done good damage on him, perfect. That Enforcer is technically exposed. He has no allies nearby. Let's go. Popping Enforcers is something we can do fairly easily, even as our CR drops. So we can just overwhelm them like this and shut their weapons down. Very nice. Okay. Not really worried about the kite, but at this point, tempted to retreat the Aurora. I don't think we're going to need a second engagement, though. It really depends, though. I'm never sure how many ships I've slain. Enemy ships, you know? Okay, got that kite. But yeah, let's retreat the Aurora. So if I deploy him in another battle, we're going to still have 13 shots and 60 CR, which is more than enough to get some work done. And the Persean is, of course, winning the 1v1 with the Onslaught. It only really becomes uncertain when the Persean has to start 1v2ing. Okay, for now, put me in that Eradicator. There's, of course, not nearly enough deployment points to be throwing out the Ziggurat yet. We'd have to lose some more vessels, although I think, given that they're not deploying capital ships, I think we may have dealt with all of them. We are... Oh, there's so much on the left. I don't want to cut points and try for that. I just want to get up to this Dominator. Oh, we're not going to win that trade. No. Just very straightforwardly. He has larges, and we don't. I will throw missiles to distract. Ooh, we have an Enforcer friend. That might be all we need. Active Vent. Close Gap. Ammo Feeder. Focus. Fire Annihilators. Fire Annihilators. Fire Annihilators. Come on, team. Never underestimate the power of teamwork. On. Okay, Ammo Feeder a second time. Oh, there it is. There it is. Oh, man, I love that thing. Good stuff. Okay, and now we can safely go and get this Isolated Condor. Ammo Feeder. Missile Volley 1. Should be all we need. Block Piranha Bombs. Okay, and that's value. Ow, 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 bombers. Let's turn and move back in toward our allies here so that we can support and hopefully injure, pressure that Mora since he's on the edge of their line. Nothing else coming in. Tempest running out of readiness. Where is he? Ah, yes, there. Treat him. We can deploy another Medusa in his place. I think given the nature of how this is going, we cut the defend waypoint on the right so more ships will move a little more aggressively. Ooh, Sabos. Good shot. Just gonna throw missiles and back up. Ooh, are you sure, Dominator? Okay, he has double Devastators though, so we can't afford to drop shields into his volleys. We have to though. Just back it up. Okay, we're both gonna active vent, that's fine. Throw another Medusa onto the field. I think we're good now. I think we're good. I think they've run out of ships to deploy, so we're going to let everyone roam. We're gonna focus down their slower moving ships. Alright, and let's go. Oh yeah, that Enforcer needs help. Oh no, he's been pressured. No, no, no. Get off my friend. Get away. Get away from him, you punk. Yeah, get overloaded. Okay, now we use Annihilators to shred his armor. I think one more Annihilator volley will be worth it. Let's aim a little to the side. Oh, that wasn't quite the right angle. Ooh, is he gonna rotate back toward me? Okay, fine, another Annihilator volley. Get wrecked. I will keep shooting you until you die. Ow, I'm overloaded. Alright, teammate. The backup. Oh no. Breaches on the nose. Okay, there goes our front armor for sure. Charge aim while active venting. Give him the kill order. Execute that Mora. He is obnoxious as heck. Okay, ammo feeder now that we're close. Do I need to be this close? Playing a non-safety over an Eradicator? Probably not, but my instinct is the close range of playing a safety over in one. I did it for so long in the Luddic path run. Okay, I'm not backing down. You're going down, Mora. You've occupied so much screen time, I feel obligated to eliminate you. You must be taken down. Alright, oh no, Piranha Bombs. Should left my shield up. And from there, we will just move to the end and auto-resolve. Yeah, we did pretty good. Move to engage. Oh no, another engagement. Okay, they're not done. That's okay. I did retreat the Aurora, so I have that. Since we're on offense, we'll deploy the Onslaught Mark 1 and the Astral. That up with some of our other ships that haven't seen combat yet. Probably is going to be overkill, but that's okay. We can definitely afford it now that our colony is printing 150,000 credits a month. Okay, no Sabos, but 12 to 13 antimatter blaster shots in every tube. Yeah, and see the retreated Onslaughts and Legion and stuff that are super injured. That is partly our reward for how I played last fight. Didn't exactly plan it, but, you know, I'll take it. I like to see 2 super injured ships in the second engage, rather than a single dead ship and a single very alive ship, right? Alright, let's hook around this Dominator if we can, or at least force him to turn, like so. Force him to turn, perfect. And hit him with the blast is. There we go. Guns disabled, so we can drop shield. Stick to him. Okay, I heard the missiles starting to impact and be fired, and decided to pause and get a better view of what was happening tactically. That was a good idea, because otherwise that Reaper would have just nailed me in the side, as my shield wasn't all the way on, because I was raising it to block, and then I panicked and was like, oh no, I need to block somewhere else, put it down, raise it elsewhere. So that almost went poorly. Again, that Legion with the Reaper tubes, kind of always going to be a threat until he's down. If I were looking at building some Legions, I would consider those Typhoon Reapers very strongly. The AI is just good at using them, I think. Oh, okay. I blocked another one last second. Good. Get out of here, Legion. You scare me just a little. Okay, we are basically done here. Finish him up, boys. Alright, and there goes the Onslaught. Consider ship recovery. We didn't lose too many. That was not bad. Okay, touch the station for immediate repairs. Storage all those guns and things. refill our crew, and I'm gonna just keep dropping off fuel. We have so much. It's really just gonna save like a little bit of money later, and money is quickly not becoming an object, but whatever. Oh wait, is that it? Oh, there we go. We didn't have to fight all the fleets. Inspection failed, and there it is. There's the notice I wanted. Major hegemony defeat. You may now be able to discuss the situation with the High Hegemon on Chica Mostalk. Nice. So that'll be our next segment. Alright, so with that done, we can go visit the High Hegemon. Now, we could do this in a stealth ship. We could take just a couple small ships and try and sneak in, but I find that process very tedious, so we're not going to do that. We're going to bring the whole fleet, fight our way in, have a discussion with him politely, and then leave. After they stop mobbing my colony. Okay, so all the remaining inspection fleets have decided they want to do this. So you've seen me do this fight before. I'm just going to hop in the ziggurat, take care of this, and then I'll get back to you guys. Yeah, that actually doesn't look as threatening as what we just fought. For one, they don't have 6 or 7 capitals that are fully operational. That onslaught right there has a demod. It's at half hull, and they're sending it in. So yeah, we'll do this off screen. Wait a second, I don't have a station. This is not a defense, this is a regular field battle. In which case, it may prove interesting enough to keep. Did they break my station during the very brief window that I didn't have the game pause and I clicked to go somewhere else? Like, I don't know. But now we're in this situation, and now we need to fight our way out of it. So, deploy the Vanguards, deploy the Medusae, deploy our Onslaught Mark I, our offensive old man of doom. And of course, we have the Ziggurat. What are they really going to do? The Ziggurat not being infallible, but probably against this amount of ships, still going to be just fine. Alright, Eagle, time to get locked down. Okay, he's flamed out. Just throw the motes at his friend. Fine by me. And we might be able to actually land a hit on his engines. Oh yeah, direct. Nice. Direct hit. Okay. Yeah, he's fried. Very nice. Throw motes at the Legion. Strike some other ships. Actually, we're in striking distance of the Legion, but let's push back the smaller ships to allow our ships better angle, and just throw the motes in behind that gaggle of capitals. We'll do a little bit of confusion to them all, a little bit of disabling of them all. Yeah, as the Onslaught and the Legion's guns start turning off, and then remainder directly at the Onslaught since he's still firing at me, kind of bravely ignoring him and trying to take down his friends. Okay, we need to stay under. There are piranha bombs on top of me, which is no good. Really want to unphase and kill that Enforcer though. Just waiting it out. Okay, I think we're good. There we go, he's down. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. We're starting to surround our foes. Oh, the Legion actually is pretty high on hard flux. That's really good for us. Throw the motes at the Onslaught for a second. Okay, some of his guns are disabling. Throw the motes deeper into their formation. And yeah, he's in range. Hurl that all down lane. Reapers for you. Right back at you, enemy Legion. Yeah, take that. Alright, this Onslaught is next. We go for the injured one. And Reapers and things down lane. Perfect. More. Enough space to deploy another Medusa. He is a tanky boy. Give him that. We're not really built to deal with large amounts of armor or hull other than the Reaper launchers, I suppose. So there's that. That locks down the Onslaught on our right, and the one on our left is now dead. Let's deal with some small ships. Yeah, and they're still deploying ships, but that's okay. An underrated thing about the Onslaught Mark I in particular is it's, I think, the only ship the player has access to that has unlimited peak performance time, whereas the Ziggurat is limited to, right now, about 11 minutes of uptime, 660 seconds. Just a little fun fact to keep in mind is if you can keep the Onslaught Mark I alive, it can fight forever, hypothetically, which could have use cases, such as in these massive multi-fleet battles. Okay, while all his stuff is disabled, I'm going to active vent, and then we're going to keep hitting him, throw everything at him. Ouch, I think I just ran into my own Reaper or something. That was a lot of spike damage. Or he threw one and I didn't notice. Yeah, he does have Typhoon Reaper launchers. I may have just screwed it up. There we go, there's the big hit from our Reapers for most of his hull. That'll show him. Okay, how are we looking? No more capital ships on their end. We just keep wading forward into their ships. and doing all we can. Just gonna send the moats into their backline once more. Remember that if you target the moats to an enemy ship, your ship stops spawning more moats. If you target them to a point on the map, without the arc of the moat attractor hitting a ship, will spawn a little faster, get you a little more advantage. At the downside of not being able to quite accurately control where the moats go or what they target. Like, see, I told them to move up and to the right, and they've ended up disabling the Samora, which is fine by me. Let me just throw everything at him. As I learned last battle, cracking Moras is annoying. Let's down him. Throw moats again into, into the middle of the pack, not specifically toward the onslaught or anything. And I guess they're not out of capitals yet, but they will be by the time we're done with them. Good. Overload on the Eagle. Just keep phasing and pummeling. There we go. We're kind of in the debris soup now, so have to be careful to land our shots between all the various rocks and husks of enemy ships. Oh no, there we go, yep, we're blocked. That's okay, the moats don't care. They will mostly go around obstacles. We could phase under, but I'm just gonna bump that debris toward the enemy. Ooh, you're gonna throw Reapers at me, are you? Fine, deliver the moats directly to his face. And Eagle on our left. Awkward. We are winning this. Like, just look at the overall situation, but... Ooh, our Reapers collided mid-shot. Did you catch that? What? We're having all sorts of cool little moments here. Yep, and there's another Reaper. Successfully dodged. We're taking a bit of a beating here. What happens when you frontally engage an onslaught? It's why I'm normally so fond of flanking them. Hey, can't just throw Reapers at me from the side. I'm trying to do serious stuff here. Take care of this onslaught. Okay. Engage, engage, engage. Get our ships specifically in here and helping. We do have some sorts of missiles remaining. The antimatter SRMs will track to the Eagle, that's fine. Throw moats behind our target. Oh, I took that Reaper on the... Oh, no, phase. That would be death, those 2 Reapers he shot. Equip Typhoon Reapers on your onslaughts, they will probably do well. Okay, that's down for him. Land a hit on that Eagle, flame him out. There we go, we're just gonna active vent now. I think we got this. Yeah, there it is. Enemy fleet defeated. Just gonna take that victory. Because I was trying to go talk and negotiate. If I disengage, I lose my 1 Vanguard, which is unacceptable. So I guess we're gonna deploy some ships to finish this. Anything small and fast that will run down targets for us is fine. That should be enough. Mainly the Onslaught Mark 1 will take care of them. I'm not even on the field for this one. We'll just watch from the perspective of the Mark 1 and see how he does. So he did lose his right side armor module. That's okay, though. Still has the one on the left. And again, they really don't have much. Yeah, just those 6 injured ships. Oh, correction, 7 injured ships. And one by one they fall. Not sure the Onslaught Mark 1's even going to get in range before the Medusas handle this. Attack laser, auto land spam, and gravitrons, it works pretty okay. At least for mop-up. Oh, there we go. There was the Mark 1 firing. Are you done yet, Hegemony? I tire of this. I don't know about you, Mr. Hegemony, but okay, there we go. Defeated once more. Good talk. Get to recover my Vanguard. Very important. Okay, touchdown on the station immediately to once again store up a bunch of stuff. Maybe the Hegemony will let me leave. Yes. Let's go down to Chico and have a discussion. Alright, we're here. We'll go in, transponder off. They know it's me. I have the Ziggurat. Oh, good. We don't have to fight the Core World Defense Armada. Let's just open the comms, talk to Baikal. I need to talk about Daud, about his inspection fleets. We do all the talking. We get 3 story points for finishing the thing, and we warp the heck out before the Core World Armada comes for us. Okay, now all we have left to do is the Tri-Tach Crisis, which is usually the only crisis that I will get my hands dirty for and leave my station to do. So to do this cleanly, you will need 1 million credits in the bank. Have that on hand at all times. Probably have a buffer of more than that if you can manage it. And we are just going to take all of these Marines. I said all of these Marines. Look around for anything that might serve as a troop transport. They don't have anything, so I guess the pirates can have some crew. Does not matter where you get your Marines, just grab a few hundred. You'll see why momentarily. So Tri-Tach is probably my favorite crisis to resolve without just station brute forcing it, because you can mostly resolve it by raiding Tri-Tachyon assets. Now we may lose our commission doing this, but that's okay. Because again, I'm using the Ziggurat because I'm lazy, so we'll see. So consider your military options, launch a raid, go ahead and disrupt the operations of an industry, assign all your Marines to whatever, and launch the raid. But we only lost 4 relation with Tri-Tach. We'll be fine. Now you have access to the Tri-Tachion Commerce Rating meter. Once you fill this meter, Tri-Tach will be convinced that it's better to work together than for them to try to eliminate you. You'll note by doing 1 Marine raid, we got 80 points. If you were to attack, for example, this Tri-Tachion corporate trader, come here. Tri-Tachion is not currently hostile. You've been properly identified. Ah, that's true. I don't really want to lose my commission, but if you hunt down those fleets, that's also worth points. In my case, because I'm trying to preserve my rep with Tri-Tach, I will just focus on doing the raiding, which doesn't seem to have as drastic of a repercussion. If I attack that Tri-Tach fleet, probably I would just lose my entire commission. Alright, pop into Scathy, consider our military options, launch raid, disrupt. Not even worrying about taking down the orbital station to get better raid results. We're just popping in, doing the thing. Now, several bounty hunters have been hired to eliminate you. I know, I sound so concerned. So the thing about the bounty hunters is if you can beat them, which if you've just done all the crises like I have, you definitely have a fleet that can handle them. Or if you just keep running away from them, they do go away. I went and read the wiki to be sure. Apparently, if you can get away from the fleets, they do give up on you. But I recommend fighting them because they are fun little fights. And if we encounter any of them before I fully resolve this, we will put that on to the video. It helps to know where you can safely raid Tri-Tach. Mayasura, Port C Franchise Station works. Ragnar/Valhalla Star System, Scathy, the Frozen World works. And Tibicena, over in the Magic Star System, also works pretty easily. I recommend these 3 locations for raiding because Tri-Tach doesn't have very large assets here, but no matter which place you raid, they all count equally. So, it's kind of the thing. And the reason we're not raiding over in Hebrazel is because it's very dangerous there. They have their own defense fleet, they have very big stations. And again, I'm trying to do this quietly, the transponder off, and not draw too much Tri-Tachion attention. You don't need to go to war with them, you just need to scare them quite a bit. So, pop in here, launch a raid, disrupt, target all the industries, boom. And you'll note we're getting scaling points based on how much we disrupt an industry. So the more Marines you bring, the better off this will be. But now we have 50 points left, and we've already raided the easy targets. So let's actually travel back up to Mayasura, back to Port C, the first one we raided, see if we can do it again. And then from there, if we can't, we'll have to do the hard thing, which will either be hunting down merchant fleets or attacking Tri-Tachion where they are strongest, which might end my commission, but that's honestly okay. Launch raid, disrupt. Ooh, we can disrupt more. Excellent. Is this going to be enough? No, that did not give me any more bonus to the meter. So we are going to go to Yalkrace. Now, we're still cooperative with Tri-Tach. We're still very, very nicely commissioned, technically allied with them. Okay, so this may lead to hostilities. Watch the Capital Assurance Reserve fleet carefully. You don't want them coming after you. Let them sail off somewhere else. Okay, and then touch Duckbreeze, launch raid, disrupt specific industry. Okay, we're going to buy some more Marines because those numbers don't look good. Pick up the Marines, launch raid, disrupt. Go for farming, go for everything, just a little. It's going to be high casualties, but so be it. Oh, we're hostile to Tri-Tach. Okay, we've convinced them to stop attacking our interests. We may now be hostile with Tri-Tach, but sometimes you have to be hostile to every faction to establish your own faction. Don't worry about it. Actually, if I were willing to solve all these things diplomatically, we could maintain relations, but I am a mercenary, not a saint. So, once you have convinced Tri-Tach to stop attacking you by filling the commerce rating meter, you need to talk to Rayan Arroyo, who you will have unlocked through completing the game's story. Remember to take him as a contact, it's kind of important. So, we now say, I wish to arrange a deal. But imagine the PR would be terrible, so he cannot fix a declared open war. I need to fix my reputation. This will take a lot of credits, he says. Sure, have 500,000, I don't care. And then talk to him again. Ask about the deal, figuratively, and then increased accessibility is the benefit. So, we confirm the deal, And now we get a bonus accessibility, so does Tri-Tach, which increases income for everyone. And I may have lost my commission, but we have won the war. So Tri-Tachyon meter full, and the moment you fill the meter, they will stop adding to the crises list. The deal that you can make with Tri-Tach is kind of secondary, but it is a very nice benefit to have. And now we've basically done all the crises except for the Sindrian Diktat one, which in order to trigger that, we will need to make fuel production somewhere. So in the interest of completionism, I suppose we should do that. So we're going to cruise in here, make a quick stop. I'm just going to leave these Marines on ice. I might want them later, I might not. We'll withdraw some of our fuel stockpiles, some heavy machinery, I think we'll need it, and then crew, and some supplies. But yes, truly now we have the reward of finishing the crises, which is we just have this planet. We can go to the command menu to custom production, and I can now make ships from every blueprint I've unlocked. I've had that option actually ever since the heavy industry, now upgraded to an orbital works, was established. I just haven't used it. My fleet is sufficient for now until I want to start experimenting. But to do the Sindrian Crisis, we need another colony, or I would need to dismantle an industry and make a fuel production that way. But we'll just take fuel station. We'll just take over this random rocky ice world, and we will make it into what we need. So all we should need to do is build fuel production, and we need a certain amount of fuel being produced. I don't know if that will require growing this colony up, but I'm going to go ahead and turn on Freeport and Hazard Pay, because why not? And we can begin on things like the way station, the ground defenses, and so on. Once you have one colony figured out, it's very easy to make another. Let's also just get rid of this domain error probe. It's been here the whole time. I've kind of just been leaving it there to see if anyone would notice, but time to get rid of it. If you fill up your stockpiles of your planet, your resource stockpiles, you can sometimes grow things a little faster. Again, by checking the Use Stockpiles During Shortages button. We'll go ahead and story point the fuel production to make it produce a bit more. I saw a tiny independent fleet. Thought they were a trade fleet. No, it's one of the bounty hunters. And of course, even though we've resolved the crisis with their employer, if you talk with them, it's like, oh, I've reached an understanding with Tri-Tach. And they're like, sorry, we still have to do our job and attack you. So I guess they're going to do their job and attack me. So let me, we'll just be in the ziggurat, it's fine. Grab ourselves some ships here. Now, because of what we're up against, which is basically what is called a wolf pack fleet, or a fleet composed of many tiny ships, all we need to do is hold one singular point. Keep everyone together, don't let them isolate and, attack from behind and all of that, which is of course why I've deployed the Ziggurat and the Paragon. They are excellent due to the Ziggurat's moats and the Paragon's just general threateningness and long range at bullying frigates. And because of the nature of peak performance time, we just have to hold them off until their ships start tearing themselves apart due to combat stress. You'll note the Ziggurat is even on autopilot here. Because again, these bounty fleets are designed to be more of a mid to early late game threat. The Tri-Tachyon Crisis is not normally something that you end up doing at the end, as it has occurred here. Good job, team. But yeah, if you have a very stacked fleet like this, or even just like a couple Paragons and escorts that you can have defend a single point, you're going to be just fine against this particular bounty hunter. But yeah, just let your guys hold the waypoint, hold the line, stall for time. The Paragon will eventually deal with everything, and the Medusas, due to their phase skimmer, should be pretty good at staying alive. And of course, the Ziggurat just exists and is going to be just fine. As long as you let the moats just do their work. Pin that shade down. That's the spirit. Yeah, I'm just going to sit here and let this play out. Alright, and some of their ships are starting to just retreat, like that one there. Others, like this Afflictor, are at 20% CR and dropping. We have definitely won this. They now just have 2 monitors, a Hyperion that will soon be tearing itself apart. Yep, I saw the CR go down, and a Scarab, which will be suffering the same fate very soon. So they're going to have to disengage. Scarab down, good job team. Enemy fleet defeated. So yeah, they're not hard. At least this one isn't. And we're just going to let them go. They can go. I'm not worried about it. Alright, now we move on. I did go ahead and build fuel production. I dismantled my mining station, or my mining industry on my main colony, so I can have fuel production going on 2 colonies. Hopefully that will be enough to trigger or anger the Sindrians. Now I don't remember why I've come over here to my main planet. Perhaps an AI core to put in the fuel production and one to put in the orbital station over at the other place. Oh, I see it now. Supplies. I need more supplies. In fact, we're so rich that I'm just going to take about, $500,000 worth of supplies out of storage. It's fine. We're not using that money anyway, really. Alright, pop into the colony. We want to put an AI core in fuel production to increase production. And station's not building yet, so we can't put one there, but what I can do is pop one in as the administrator to get those awesome bonuses. Accessibility, fleet size, stability, effectiveness of ground defenses, and increased production of commodities, which will include fuel. Once this is done in 36 more days. Anyway, back to waiting for industries to build. Alright, so the fuel production is done. We have fuel production on the fuel station. We have fuel production temporarily here on my main world, which means we now have competing fuel production with the Sindrians. So let's escalate that crisis. Bam, and there it is. You have received intel that they are planning an attack to saturation bombard your fuel production facilities. They could come for either planet, which means things could get spicy if they go for fuel station, as it still needs to finish building its orbital station. But we'll see what comes of that once the meter finishes filling. This is the downside of kind of trying to speed through these things, is now that we only have the one thing raising the meter. It's going up by +4, +6 blowback from all of the fleets we've fought, but +9 a month is not a lot. So I'm going to be watching a lot of YouTube while this runs in the background, and I listen for that notification noise that we have finally triggered an invasion or whatever, or rather a saturation bombardment. Anyway, I will skip to the interesting part for you guys once we get there. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, there it is. Sindrian attack coming in about 70 odd days. 4 fleets outmatched, heading for primary. So, good news, they're attacking me where I'm strong, which is over on primary, where we have the better station. I did manage to get a battle station online, however, on fuel station. After this crisis is over, there's really no reason to keep building orbitals and upgrading them, so I'm just going to leave it as is. And also, fuel station has hit size 2, so I'm building mining, because that's actually what this kind of unprofitable ball of nothing actually has, is just abundant ore deposits. But it's okay. If you stack enough AI cores in something, in a planet, once it hits size 6, it's going to turn a profit, so it's not really a big concern. Alright, let's head on over to our planet here, and prepare to receive their attack. And by prepare, I mean we're just gonna, I think I'll go back to flying the Aurora for this one, at least, for starters. And it's just, we're running the same fleet, doing the same thing. So, we wait for them to arrive, and then we defend our Star Fortress. That's the game. It is finally time. 2 days until arrival. Brain is fried from watching YouTube, and I am ready to finally declare victory. There we go. Sindrian attack force has arrived. 4 fleets. We got all of this. We're gonna be just fine. I feel like the Sindrian crisis is kind of scaled so that you could beat them early if you needed to, like if you built fuel as your first thing. But yeah, they even emergency burned. Some of their ships aren't looking, all their supply ships specifically, none of their combat ships. That's interesting. Oh well, let's have this little fight. 26% difficulty. We have seen worse percentages than that in this little video, haven't we? Everyone to battle. Astral to the rear, waypoint as normal, defend orders on the sides. Let's go left and hold them off. The thing about the Sindrians is they're kind of like a midline, right? They have the same ships as the Persean League, but they're all energy-based, so they have a lot more energy weapon slots and stuff. It's, I think they're designed to not be very good, or to have certain compromises in their builds, or in their ships and weapons. They generally don't see a lot of play. Other than the Executor, their flagship can be pretty good if you don't build it like the AI does. But still very dangerous to get in front of. Those Giga Cannons can pack a punch. On that note, let's get in front of one, shall we? Stay off rotation, put some hard flux on him. Ooh, okay, yeah, took that one on the front, that's fine. But yeah, the Heavy Needlers, the Squalls, combined with the Giga Cannon, they can punch really hard if you get caught. Which I did. I screwed up my shield and got hit once, and now I have no armor on my nose. Okay, he's still very fluxed out. Oh, he's backing up. Okay, well, instead of dealing with the Executor himself there, we can go... Oh, okay, they just have a lot of ships. It is 2 fleet bubbles, so let's hit him. Oh, please back up, back up, back up. Ow! Oh no, a landmine! My own landmine! Again, my worst enemy. Ugh! Ow! Ow! We took about the same amount of damage as the Falcon we attacked. Curse you, landmine! Yeah, we're also playing pretty far forward, yeah, from our team, so there's that as well. Let's back off and get down toward that Executor down there. Oh no, Vanguard, he explode. Have a look at this here, Executor. Oh, that Falcon is still trying to recover from the damage we did. We're just gonna dive in on the Falcon again. Yeah, get wrecked. We'll do better back here with a bit more support from our friends and our station. Of course, we have all the Executors on our half of the field. Kind of awkward. But they do have a weakness. They have a lot of front-locked mounts. Their main Giga Cannons are front-locked anyway. So if we can get behind him, we could do a lot of damage. Or if we could just force him to turn, and our allies could get behind him. Oh no. Oh no, that's bad. Okay. Arranged shields, we are... I didn't realize the Eagle had gotten so brave and got behind me. So we need to play carefully around him. Throw another Sabo. Dive in. There we go, there's a hit. Okay, and back up to deal with Flux. Oh, as the landmines keep up the pressure, that's perfect. Okay, dive in again. Out of Sabos, but that's alright. Oh, I feel like I've not done well this combat, but that's okay. This will be pretty chill. Okay, let's go. Yeah, that Executor. Ooh, team actually has it. I think he got too close to the Astral, but let's go in and secure that kill. Engines are their vulnerable spot, so just like that. That's all it takes. Take him down, boys. Alright, and on to the next one that's kind of overextended. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Please, landmine, don't betray me. Oh, debris! Who put that debris there? Get out of here. Hit him in the engines. Perfect. And there's fire support from the Astral. Excellent. I know we didn't do a ton of damage to him. He's actually going to live to rotate all the way around to face me. That's kind of scary. If he weren't overloaded, anyway. Come on, finish him. Yeah, he has elite systems expertise, which gives him 10% damage reduction off the top. But yeah, they're doing surprisingly well for only being 2 fleet bubbles, and being, as I said earlier, sometimes viewed as a joke. We'll block that Giga Cannon, don't get tapped. Okay. But yeah, good pressure. Let's back off, deal with Flux. Actually, let's dive in and deal with these smaller ships real fast. Just push him in. Push him into the Falcon. Bring him down. Very nice. Okay, not worried about that brawler. Where is... Ooh, he's probably retreating, which is fine. I don't really care if they all die. I just care that we win the Crisis event. That's what we're here to do. Oh, back up, back up. That's a lot of squalls. Oh, the kinetic pressure. That's a lot. Back, 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 back. And dive back in. Oop, carefully. Don't want to get beamed. Let's try and finish that hammerhead, though. There we go. Oh! Oh no! I think we got hit by both Giga Cannons. We're overloaded. We don't really have any armor left to speak of. I think this is the end. Do not make misplays against the Sindrians. They will destroy you. Let that be known now. I called them a joke, and now I've been punished. Okay, that's fair, honestly. Let me take over that Vanguard. We haven't driven a Vanguard yet. They're normally dead by the time I reach this step. Deploy another Medusa. Alright, little Vanguard. What you need to realize is you have 189 hull, so your job is to get in there. Ah, did I even damage his... Dang it, I didn't quite explode close enough. I didn't damage his engines like I was hoping for. I tried. Alright, let's fly a Medusa for now. We are holding. I think we're going to be just fine. Honestly, they have so few ships, we can probably just cut points and let our ships go on a little more of the offense. There's support from the Astral again. And we are now in a Medusa. Want to manually fire the light needlers. Pressure him. Stick to him. Yeah. Good stuff. Do some phase skimmering to get in range. Nice, overloaded by the light needlers. We just don't have a lot of bursty kill potential here. Lots of pressure, though. That's all we need. Let's overload something else. Yeah. Just like that. Good. Another target set up to be hit by others. Just going to kind of swap targets and drift around and let our other ships, like the Condor and the Astral and the Tempests, do the actual killing. Our goal is just to overload our foes and then move to the next target. Shield damage is really all we're good for, other than the tack lasers, which were originally designed to be point defense for other ships, but they do damage over time, eventually. Get out of here, Sunder. Okay, back over to this Eagle. But yeah, the double light needlers do a very respectable amount of shield pressure. Backing up, backing up. Looks like we could fit another Medusa on the field. Okay, we're on him. Good. I think we will just, yeah, there's the overload. Very good. And let's see. Ooh, don't get tapped by those beams. I was gonna try and see if I could flank that Executor, but he seems to be maintaining interest in me by rotating to keep aimed at me. It's okay, we can phase skimmer all the way over here. Try and rotate him away from his friends. Let's put an engage order on him. We may have to do a little orders giving to properly deal with him. Okay, he is now engaged with our allies. Now we just want to rotate, not be in front of him, and keep up the pressure. Light needlers, and if I can get behind him and tickle his engines, I'll try. We don't have any EMP damage, but we could get a flame out. Just on sheer luck. There we go, the slow cooker of the tack lasers. But yeah, with all these Medusas on him, he just can't have his shield up. He will overload. Too much light needler. Oh, and there we go. There's the Astral. The other half of the 1-2 punch. And is that it? Pretty sure that's victory. Alright, they want another engagement. Okay, fine. This time we're basically on offense, so I will deploy the old boy, the Onslaught Mark 1, along with some of our faster, smaller ships, and just let them go. Honestly, we're just running down a Brawler and 2 Executors. I probably didn't need to deploy this many things, but it's fine. We are standing at our center of our power and our income, so we can just get more supplies. It's okay. I've said it before in this video, but there's no kill like overkill. All right, and there he goes. Come on now. Okay, good, he's dead. That should be the end. Yes. Let them go, recover our ships. Didn't lose too much. The worst one, of course, was my own Aurora being lost, but okay. And oh, there it is. We don't have to fight the other ones. Sindrian attack defeated. Fuel exports. We now get more income from fuel exports. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is, or should be, I'm pretty sure, every colony crisis resolved. We don't have any monthly factors. Primary threats. Pirates? Do we have? I thought we did the pirates. I'm going to escalate just to see what happens. Nothing happens. Okay, so we are definitely done with all the crises at this point. And we burned that story point for bonus EXP. Yeah. Okay, that's it. So, every crisis beaten by brute force, primarily with high tech. But again, you could do this with any fleet that you're super comfortable running. Bring a couple capitals to hold either side of the station, bring a lot of fast little destroyers and stuff, or slow and tanky. You could use a ton of enforcers or eradicators. It all does work, especially if you bring this many ships. I will catch you all in the next video, and yeah, that's a wrap. Cue the outro, which Editor Duckie is going to have to make later. Ha! Joke's on him. The work is now his to deal with. The recording Duckie, finally rest. Welcome to the outro. I don't really think there's much more to say. I'm not sure what past Duckie that did the recording had in mind for me to put here. So I will just say thank you to all of the supporters, both from the YouTube channel membership and from Patreon, for supporting me for so long. It really does matter, and it allows me to continue making videos like this for all you guys. If you would like to help out and support the channel, you can do so for as low as $1 by joining the YouTube membership using the button below, or by going to the Patreon page for the channel, which is in the description of the video. Anyway, more gaming videos to come, and I will see you all next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.